Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Pawn, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Itawamba Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.
For removal from the assignment competition.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, as we're here for Game 1 of the MACJC tournament between ICC and Pearl River. As the coaches are meeting at home plate, Adam Gore, Jeremy Kennedy here. And Jeremy, it's been a while. Me and you back in the TV 7 days, used to call a little bit of baseball, softball. Big tournament, 3 of the top 10 teams in the country in this tournament this week. Just talk about the mindset of coming into this type of a tournament.
Well, it's good to be with you, and obviously this is certainly a situation at time of the year where this is what you play for. You go through the entire season to get to this point. Everybody obviously has a scouting report. That's what's going to be interesting. Everybody's seen everybody, and so who makes the best adjustments and how do these players handle the pressure will really be interesting to watch over the weekend.
And of course now the first game of the day is between ICC and Pearl River. And this is a team, Pearl River, that handed ICC one of their 2 division losses this year. So Pearl River's not going to come in intimidated against the number 3 team in the country.
They're not, and certainly as we talked about last time, it's a quick turnaround too, so it's kind of fresh on your mind. And certainly when you have that confidence that you can beat one of the better teams in the country, and this time of the year, hey, look, everybody's even, everybody starts at 0. Gives you some confidence, and Pearl River certainly can hit the cover off the softball, and that's going to be real key for ICC. Can that pitching, which has been so good all year, sustain itself this weekend?
Absolutely. Bailey Springfield set to be the pitcher to start the game here in Game 1 for the 39-7 Indians, and the pitcher for Pearl River will be Olivia Holly. And Pearl River comes in with a record of 26-18. Now, I know we're getting ready for this ball game. We'll talk more as the game progresses. But, Jeremy, the other side of the coin, you've got the number 4 Jones County, number 10 East Central facing off. And it seems like for the last 4 or 5 years, Jones and East Central has always played that first game of the tournament. That's 2 teams that are really familiar with each other. Jones did sweep East Central during the regular season, but East Central gave them fits.
They did, and obviously East Central is such a really good program, and they're in an area where softball is such a huge part of Mississippi, and it just seems like Jones is good at everything at this point. And so that's going to be interesting too to see how those 2 teams, which we a little bit like this matchup, have seen each other, and how you adjust and what the scouting report says. And certainly these 2 teams, no love lost there too because of how competitive this series has been.
Absolutely. Well, looks like we're just moments away from the Coca-Cola starting lineup and the national anthem, so we'll step away and take you to the field.
Both ICC and Pearl River today, with Pearl River number 4 Riley Dulcie, number 5 Neely McLeod, number 6 Claire Lumpkin, number 7 Krista Robles, number 10 Susan Morgan, number 12 Jordan Lee, number 13, Jada Walker. Number 16, Ashley Terwilliger. Number 19, Jordan Cottrell. Number 21, Riley Swilly. And number 23, Mary Grace Turner. Number 24, Dallas Blaker. Number 28, Ramey Cochran. And number 31, Kaylee Lambert. And now, your starting lineup for Pearl River. Number 22, Cooley. Number 29, Sarah Peppersmith. Number 27, Elizabeth Taggart. Number 15, Haley Malone. Number 3, Olivia Holly. Number 20, Alyssa Pinero. Number 17, Raimi Taylor. Number 1, Destiny Wesley. Number 11, Alyssa Easton. Number 2, Brooklyn Smith. And number 3, for ICC Lady Indians, Olivia Burns. Number 8, Haley Reed. Number 13, Lulu Moore. Number 14, Abigail Colvin. Number 16, Mackenzie Coon. Number 22, Shelby Newsom. Number 25, Kelsey Yates. And your starting lineup for the 2018 ICC Lady Indians. At center field, number 7, Corey Child. Designated player number 15, Meg Sullivan. Catching behind the plate, number 11, Sam Conley. And right field, number 18, Mackenzie Piper. At first base, number 30, Macy Cox. Pitching in the circle for the Lady Indians, number 21, Bailey Streetfield. At center field, number 10, Hannah Williams. At third base, number 2, JoJo Vasquez. At second base, number 9, Madison Karn. And at shortstop, number 5, Rachel Skirnisha. The head coach for ICC is Andy Kirk. He is assisted by Cammie Hall and Carrie Simmons. Student assistants Noah Bryant, Jessica Rogers, and Bronson Payne. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats for our national anthem.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free? And home of the brave.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's Tailgate 101.
Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Oh, yeah. There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those two guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I think for eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
For a limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we're just moments away from that Renaissance Bank opening pitch here between ICC and Pearl River. We do want to welcome everyone watching. I'm used to doing radio, listening, but watching, you're listening to here on Let'sGoICCTV.com, the Red Channel. And we do want to say a special hello to all those in support of Pearl River watching here. Adam Gore, Jeremy Kennedy bringing this action on Let's Go ICC TV. Every game from the tournament will be available right here in HD. So we're awaiting that Renaissance Bank opening pitch, and it's going to be Bailey Springfield to lead things off here for the Indians. As you take a look at Bailey getting set to offer this first pitch here. And Jeremy, nerves, put them away. It's time to play ball.
It is time to play ball. And obviously, if you're Springfield, you got to continue to trust your stuff. It's been good all year.
So we are awaiting this Renaissance Bank opening pitch here from Bailey Springfield. The first pitch of the tournament is low and outside for a ball, and it comes at 4:01. A 4:01 opening pitch here for Game 1. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you, RenaissanceBank.com.
Give you a look at some of Bailey's numbers after this pitch here. Impressive all year.
That pitch missing low for a ball.
Bailey on the year, 19-3. She does have one save, 3 complete games, 131 innings pitched, 105 hits, 41 runs, 24 earned, 32 walks, 107 strikeouts, averaging 5.7 strikeouts per outing with a 1.28 ERA. That'll play.
Absolutely. That pitch across for a strike there. 2-1 now goes to count, and this is Anna Cooley at the plate here for Pearl River.
You look at Pearl River hitting .301 as a team, so really good matchup.
And that pitch across for a strike. 2-2 now is the count. Take a look at some Sonic stats on Anna Grace Cooley. She's batting .319 on the year at .401 old base percentage and a .341 slugging percentage. She's got a 2-2 count. So awaiting the 2-2 pitch here from Springfield. And this one lifted out of play, and that'll go for, actually it'll stay at 2-2.
A little surprising from a leadoff standpoint. She's got those 19 walks, which you like, but also 19 strikeouts. So she's prone to that a little bit, and that's where Bailey really shines, is being able to get a lot of strikeouts. We talked about the 5 strikeouts per outing and a really good strikeout to walk ratio as well.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes. First batter of the game. This is Cooley for Pearl River. Awaiting the pitch here from Springfield. Pitch on its way. Outside corner, just missing. 3-2. Good looking pitch there, Jeremy.
And how that strike zone is going to be called is going to affect not only Bailey, but also all these pitchers this week. Is it a little bit tighter? Is it a little bit wider? Early pitch just close, but Bailey could not get the call.
So awaiting the 3-2 pitch here to Cooley. Pitch is on its way. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Big time Renaissance Bank strikeout there for Bailey Springfield, and a good way to start the contest there for the Indians.
Yeah, good at bat by Cooley. Got the count full, but Springfield able to elevate that rise ball and get her to foul tip it, and a good job holding on to it in the glove and the backstop. And that's certainly obviously going to be a big key this weekend is can you eliminate the walks and free passes in the air? If you do that, you're going to give yourself a chance to come out of here with a big tournament win.
Well, the first out of the ball game is the Renaissance Bank strikeout. And that pitch missing low. So, Jeremy, I think you're looking at it right now. If this umpire strike zone stays the way it is, it's going to be pretty tight at the knees and on the corners.
It will be, and certainly if you're a pitcher, that's where you're going to have to figure out where it is and then locate at that point. Force the hitters to adjust. You need to go ahead and just pump it in there.
And that pitch for exactly what she did there. 1-1 now is the count as that one. About belt high, just zipped it right through. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on here in the top of the first. This is Sarah Depperschmidt. She's batting .225 on the year. She's got a .310 on base percentage and a .279 slugging. And she fouls that one off.
We expect to see Bailey to be really aggressive, though, to start. We talk about the strike zone, and that obviously is going to play big, but you're a power pitcher. That's your game. You're going to come right at some of these hitters. And we talk about, this is a .301 average hitting team with Pearl River, pretty good, but at the same time, too, if you're Springfield, face a lot of really good hitters this year. You've got to continue to be aggressive. I think we're going to see her pitch to contact and try to run those strikeout numbers up.
So 1-2 pitch on its way. Ground ball. That's going to be to the shortstop. Throw across the way is in time. So 6-3 on the putout of Depperschmidt and 2 away now.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. That's a 1-2 pitch. It is really basically kind of right down the middle. It's here you go. And it's hammered. And a good job defensively by ICC to make sure that you end up picking up that out, but I think that's what we're going to continue to see is Springfield pitching to contact.
And so 2 away now, and this is going to bring up Elizabeth Taggart. Taggart is the DH. She's got a .331 average. .418 is the on-base percentage, and it's a slugging percentage of .431, and that first pitch goes for a ball. Take a look at Taggart. She does have 31 RBIs. She leads the team with 13 doubles. She and Destiny Wesley. And that pitch across for a strike. 1-1 now is the count.
Well, that's a really nice off-speed pitch there. I think she kind of gave up on it. Taggart thought this was going to end up in the strike zone and just fell beautifully in there. Springfield can mix that in. It should be awfully tough to hit.
That pitch on the outside corner. Not a bad spot to miss that time. See if he couldn't get her to chase one. Well, Jeremy, one other factor tonight is going to be the weather. Of course, it was 80% chance of rain yesterday. The weather kind of shifted back. They're not anticipating any rain until about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, so that could make things interesting this evening if it does happen to move in quicker. Beautiful pitch. Paints that inside corner for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with Taggart at the plate.
Yeah, you mentioned the rain. Hopefully it can hold off a little bit. Everything should be okay right now. Hope for some of these closer games and quicker games just to get them in, certainly.
So waiting for the 2-2 offering here from Springfield. 2 outs. Trying to get a 3-up, 3-down inning here are the Indians. Pitch coming. Ground ball, foul ball. Nearly taking the head off of our photographer, Lee Adams. And we do want to remind you folks that you can order photos from this entire tournament, not just ICC games, but all games from the tournament by visiting ICCimages.com. That's ICCimages.com. Digital downloads available for $1.
That was a terrific segue.
That's what I do, baby.
Lee almost gets his head torn off, and you end up
trying to make money off of it. That pitch missing low and outside. 3-2 now is the count with 2 outs. And Lee's the one taking the photo, so he'll take one for the team.
Absolutely. No doubt about that. Well, here you go again. We talked about trying to run the pitch count up. New Springfield, you enter another 3-ball count. Last thing you want to do is issue a 2-out walk.
Well, Lassie is cheering her on there as you heard the bark, and that's going to be a walk. And so a 2-out walk issued to Taggart. And good job by Taggart being patient to plate and getting on base.
21st walk of the year. She's drawn to only 5 strikeouts. Tells you, obviously, she's got a really good eye at the plate. She's very patient as well. Hits .331. You would assume, well, she's up there free swinging, but works the count full, at least extends the inning, and it allows more of her teammates a chance to see more of what Bailey Springfield has to offer.
And now this will be Hallie Malone, the first baseman, coming to the plate. Malone batting .364 on the year. Swings at the first pitch, fouls it back for a strike. She's got a .382 on base percentage, an impressive slugging percentage at .553. That looks to be second on the team. 48 hits, 7 of those for doubles, and she is the power hitter on the team. She's leading the team with 6 home runs on the year. So that first pitch foul back, 0-1 is the count. Runner on first with 2 outs, top of the first, scoreless contest. Change up, and it's a beauty, Jeremy. I talk about it just about every game. If you can throw the changeup for strikes, it really, really keeps the batters on their toes.
You need to throw 2 pitches for strikes. You got to get your fastball over, and, in this case, a rise ball for Springfield. But you're right. If you have an off-speed pitch you can throw consistently, you'll be able to pitch a lot.
That pitch missing outside for a ball. Not a bad spot to miss on an 0-2 count. Really don't want to give her anything that she can swing at. And so that one missing outside. Good eye that time by Malone to hold off on that one. So 1-2 now is the count with 2 outs and a runner up first. Malone, the first baseman, trying to extend this inning. Ground ball. That's going to get through out to the right field. So a nice 2-out hit there by Malone. And a clutch hit there, Jeremy, to keep the inning alive.
Yeah, Bailey puts that all right there on the middle away, and a good job there not to try to do too much with it. Malone just goes with the pitch, slaps it through the right side, and that's what we talked about, that 2-out walk. Now you start to get into a little bit of trouble, so to speak, especially with the 3 and 4 hitters of Pearl River, and now you've got a runner in scoring position. You've got to be able to pitch out of this. The lineup does get a little bit easier just from a stat standpoint, but obviously Bailey's got to be able to really bear down here and make a good pitch.
Now this is going to be Olivia Holly, the pitcher, coming to the plate. Can really hip out her own calls here with the base hit. She's batting .205 on the years, got a .225 on base percentage. .308 is the slugging percentage. That pitch looked pretty good, but called a ball. And so, boy, I tell you what, being the pitcher right here, Jeremy, Holly can really hip out her own calls with the base hit.
Yeah, and also to give her a chance to see how that strike zone is going to be called at the plate.
This pitch pops straight up and looks like it's going to get out of play. Yes, it is, as it goes straight back over us here in the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. We do want to remind you that you can contribute to ICC, whether it be building funds, scholarships, or more, by visiting iccms.edu. That's iccms.edu. You can search the ICC Foundation, and Mr. Jim Ingram would love to hear from you there on how you can contribute to Itawamba Community College. Change up on the 1-1 pitch is a beauty. Across for a strike. 1-2 now. Goes the count here to Holly.
Now this is, I think, where she becomes a little more aggressive. You got a hitter that is not as adept, so to speak, as what you saw the previous 2. You can't mess around here. You got to be a little bit more aggressive and go get her.
The 1-2 offering coming. It's up high. 2-2 now is the count here to Holly.
I think that maybe the strategy altogether. You look at this lineup we talked about, they've got 2 really outstanding hitters. Taggart and Malone did really good. Everybody else is something I think where Bailey feels probably she can really overpower.
And this pitch fouled back. We'll stay at 2-2. Now, Bailey did at one point in the season when they played them set her career high at ICC. She's a Delta State reverse transfer. She did set her career high with 9 strikeouts midway through the season against this Pearl River team. So you got to think Pearl River has probably studied some tape on this game.
Yeah, you certainly have to make some adjustments, see it out of her hand better.
Swinging strike 3 and a big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there for Springfield, and that was a beauty and a big-time clutch strikeout there to end the inning. Leave runners stranded on first and second. And Jeremy, that's a big-time play there for Springfield.
No question about it. And that's what we're talking about. Be more aggressive when you get to 2 strikes. She's obviously had a great year. Gets a couple of strikeouts in that inning. Puts 0 on the board.
Well, we're going to take a look at today's Coca-Cola starting lineups here for both teams. And let's go ahead and start with your Indians since they're due up. And ICC and Coke. Now that's a winning combination. And Coach Andy Kirk, so he's got the winning combo put together tonight with his starters. Leading things off will be Corey Childs. She'll be playing in center field. Batting second will be Meg Sullivan. Sam Conley will be catching. She'll be batting third. Mackenzie Piper will be batting fourth. She'll be playing in right field. The first baseman, Macy Cox, will be batting fifth. And then Bailey Springfield will be in that 6th spot. You already know she's pitching. Batting 7th is going to be Hannah Williams. She'll be out in left field. Joanna Vasquez will be batting 8th. She's playing third base. Madison Carnes will be batting 9th. She's playing second in the flex. Here in game 1 is Rachel Sternisha. She's the shortstop. For Pearl River, it was Anna Grace Cooley that led things off. She's playing in center field. Sarah Depperschmidt will be the shortstop. Elizabeth Taggart will be the DP. Hallie Malone will be the first baseman. Olivia Holly will be pitching. Batting 6th will be Alyssa Panero. She's playing in right field. Catching and batting 7th will be Ramey Taylor. Destiny Wesley will be the third baseman. She's batting 8th. And batting 9th will be the second baseman, Alyssa Easton. And then playing in left field will be the flex player, Brooklyn Smith. And so that is your Coca-Cola starting lineups, and it's going to be Corey Childs, Meg Sullivan, and Conley to lead things off here. And Jeremy, I don't know how often you've had a chance to see ICC this season, but To say this young lady to plate right now as quick as a hiccup might be an understatement.
Yeah, she is. Had a chance to watch a couple times this year, and obviously that's how you end up scoring a lot of runs. You got to have a table setter, somebody that can take some pitches, somebody that can place and hit, and she does a great job of that.
And so the home plate umpire is staring aimlessly down the third baseline out to the outfield. Don't know if there was a fence or something open out there, but either way it goes, we're set to go here with Corey Childs to lead things off for the Indians. Infield in. Corey looks at that first pitch, a little low for a ball.
So numbers on Olivia Holly in the second after this pitch and give you a little bit of an idea about the matchup between the hitters and pitchers for Pearl River and ICC.
So Corey with the 1-0 count here, no outs, so she's starting us off in the bottom of the first. That pitch up for a strike.
Olivia Holly, 9-3 on the year. She's thrown 3 complete games, 122 innings pitched, 153 hits, 87 runs, 57 earned, 20 walks, 49 strikeouts. She's given up 8 home runs and has a 3.27 ERA.
So awaiting the 1-1 offering here, shows bunt, pulls back and takes it high for a ball. Some Sonic stats on Corey Childs. She's batting .346 on the year, has an on-base percentage of .452, slugging percentage of .415, and the impressive stat as she is closing in quickly on the all-time steals mark. She has 46 stolen bases, only thrown out twice. 2-1 pitch coming. Corey swings on that one, couldn't catch up on the outside pitch. Nice location that time by Holly for strike 2.
Pearl River 3.88 teen ERA, ICC at 1.57. Both have a much lower ERA than their opponents, and you look at from an ICC hitting standpoint, hitting .318 on the year. That's what's going to be really tough for Pearl River. It's a really good ICC lineup.
Beautiful pitch, just a bit too high for the umpire's liking, and now the count goes full.
Well, now you've got both pitchers who can point to a call and say, hey, look, that right there may have been a strike in the regular season. So already we're getting a good idea. The strike zone is going to be a little bit tighter on the corners.
So waiting the 3-2 offering here from Holly. And Childs swings on one that would look to be a little bit out of the zone that time, but a good location by Holly. And that's going to be a Renaissance Bank strikeout to start the inning.
Yeah, really good pitch by Olivia Holly, but she got Childs to chase down and in the zone. But at this point, 3-2, you're trying to swing at anything close and just keep the at-bat going. And Holly did a great job to get her to chase that out of the zone, and such a huge out to keep somebody like Childs off the base paths who can really move around in a hurry.
Now at the bat is Meg Sullivan. Shows bunt, pulls back, takes it for a strike. Take a look at some stats on Meg Sullivan. She's batting .422 on the year, has a .478 on base percentage, and a .621 slugging percentage. And that's after missing about 2 weeks with a separated shoulder from the Gulf Coast series. So Meg's going to try to come in and find her stride as she returns for the playoffs. So there's going to be a ground ball that's going to get through. Nicely done that time by Meg Sullivan.
Pitch on the inside corner. Sullivan doesn't try to do too much with it. Able to just get the barrel out there and rip it through that 6-hole. Last thing I'll tell you, too, we talk about this ICC lineup. It's Pearl River. Their opponents are hitting .320 against them this year, so it's going to be a real tough matchup. We give you all the numbers, and certainly, numbers won't mean as much once we start getting into this, but something to think about with how well this ICC team really hits.
This is going to be Samantha Conley coming to the plate. Takes that first pitch high and inside for a ball. And then now they're going to try to get Sullivan in a rundown, and the throw gets away. And so Meg is going to take the turn there, so an E6 on the play. Allows the runner to take second. Good job by Sullivan to force the issue that time and make them make the decision. Threw the ball away, and it worked in ICC's favor.
Yeah, if you're Sarah Depper-Schmidt, the shortstop, probably just a better idea just to eat that. I understand you may think you got an out over there at first base, but probably need to eat that. And Sullivan, you're right, just deked her into throwing over there, and now you get a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, Meg's got a lot better speed than people think. That pitch on the outside corner, boy, that one hasn't been seen until that one just there. So looks like we're going to have those classic JUCO home plate umpire today. As Steve Diffie likes to say, consistently inconsistent.
Yeah, and if you're a pitcher, who knows what's going to be a strike as we get deeper into this ball game.
1-1 is the count now to Conley. And she followed it up, a carbon copy pitch of the last one, and got that one there. So 1-2 now goes the count here to Samantha Conley.
Well, and if you're a pitcher, obviously, too, and you feel like the strike zone is going to be expanded a little bit more. I just said 2 batters ago, it looks like it's going to be a smaller top strike zone. It looks like, at least this at bat, it's going to be a wider strike zone on the corners.
So the 1-2 offering coming here. And Conley, a little grounder right back up the middle. Pitcher has it, throws it over in time. You can score that one 1-3 on the putout, but the runner does advance on the play, so almost works as if a sacrifice bunt.
It does. That's still, to me, a really big pitch and a big out by Holly, because it's an RBI opportunity for somebody that really tears the cover off the ball. You'll give that up. Now you're a pitch away from getting out of this inning, even with the error, and not giving up any runs.
So now this is going to be Mackenzie Piper coming to the plate. Piper batting .339 on the year. She has a .383 on base percentage and .407 slugging. That first pitch called a strike. Well, all of a sudden, Holly, who struggled at times to kind of find the zone, has settled down and is really filling it up.
Yeah, she struggled a little bit with her control numbers. She's got a better than 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio, but those 20 walks are pretty high considering the amount of innings she's pitched this year. But she's been so so good in terms of pumping it in the strike zone.
Snap throw down to third is not in time as Sullivan dives back safely. I know her mom panics every time she dives back in, especially after separating that shoulder more than about 3 or 4 weeks ago. So it's one of those you're like, okay, think if you have to dive.
Yeah, if you have to dive, maybe dive with your feet. That might work.
1-1 is the count with 2 outs and a runner on third. Piper takes that pitch. Ooh, borderline pitch, not going the way of the pitcher that time. 2-1 now is the count.
Good velocity there by Holly, too. That pitch had some late action away. Piper wouldn't have really been able to do anything with it. Good take there. Now on a hitter's count, 2-1.
So waiting the pitch here from Holly. 2 outs in the inning and a runner at third. Piper dribbles it, hard hit off the glove of the pitcher, but the shortstop right there in time. A big-time play. Let's look at that one on the Little Caesars instant replay. Jeremy takes those type of plays to upset a top-ranked team, and that was a big-time play there.
Boy, that's as good as it gets. And Deborah Schmidt, give her credit. She was able to follow the softball and able to move over and catch it cleanly and then make a really good throw. A big sequence there for Pearl River to keep this ICC team off the scoreboard.
No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on base. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What's better than waiting in line at the bank? Literally everything. Renaissance Bank's mobile check deposit lets you take care of checks wherever you want. Click on Deposit Check in the Renaissance mobile app. Read and hit Continue on the bottom of the notice page. Sign it. Write your name, account number, and for mobile deposit only on the back. Photograph it, front and back, so we know it's real. Type in the amount. Choose the account to deposit into. Click Continue, and go on your way. You'll receive an email that is being processed, but hold on to the hard copy until the check clears, and then rip it up and throw it away. So what are you waiting for? Download the Renaissance mobile banking app and make waiting in line a thing of the past. Check, phone, check. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now as we move to the top of the second inning, scoreless between ICC and Pearl River here in the first game of the MACJC tournament. All the games will be coming your way here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. We do want to say a special hello to those watching in Pearl River, maybe even those watching from Jones and East Central. We do want to send some thoughts and prayers out to our friends and family down in Jones. I understand their associate head coach had a family member pass away, also Sean Wansley. Mother not doing well, so our thoughts and prayers are with our friends down there in Ellisville for sure. So for Pearl River, it's going to be the 6, 7, 8 batters due up here. It'll be Pernero, Taylor, and Wesley due up. And Alyssa Pernero, will start things off. She's the right fielder, takes that pitch inside for a ball.
So Bailey looked pretty good last inning, couple of strikeouts, navigated around the heart of that Pearl River order. We talked about around those two, Taggart and Malone. Lineup not maybe as scary from an average standpoint.
That pitch inside corner, not there. Ball 2. Take a look at some stats on Alyssa Pernero. She is, batting .264 on the year. She's got a .324 on base percentage and a .374 slugging percentage. She does have 7 doubles and 1 home run on the year. And now Bailey Springfield kind of struggling right now, Jeremy, to start this inning to find the zone.
Yeah, trying to go inside on Pinero and just missed a couple of times and then missed upstairs there. If you're a Pinero, you're certainly going to take 3-0, maybe even 3-1 if you get it.
So the 3-0 offering coming, and that's there for a strike. Pinero thought that was a ball, started to get out, looked like it was a little low, but some umpires, it don't matter where it is. If it's in the zip code of the strike zone on a 3-0 count, he's going to call it.
Strike zone is already moving a little bit, and we're at the top of the second.
So 3-1 is the count. Pitch coming. This one fouled straight back off the netting, and we'll go 3-2. So a good job by Springfield to come back. A rise ball she couldn't catch up with that time. Count goes full.
Yeah, just challenge her. That's what you have to do if you're Springfield. You're a power pitcher. Some of these hitters that hit, well below 300, you have to come in and try to challenge them and say, look, can you hit my rise ball? So far, they've not been able to do so.
Well, waiting the 3-2 offering here from Bailey. Pitch coming, fouled off, and thank goodness she's got a mask on, as that one fouled right back into her face that time. And take a look there at Pinero. She laughed it off, but something like that, though, Jeremy, that's scary.
Yeah, especially you're right here. You hear it from the press box. That was really, really tough. Because you're right. Good thing she's got one of those face masks, and she made a good swing at it. Pitch on the inside corner, just fouled it right at her feet and came right back up at her.
So the 3-2 offering coming from Springfield. And this one fouled back, so Pinero's making Springfield earn it right now with that's the third foul ball of the at-bat.
Yeah, and that's what you want to do, as we talked about. Just get that pitch count up. And a little bit different in baseball and softball, understand that. But you want to get, if you're Pearl River, you can get Bailey Springfield to have to feel like she's throwing a lot of pitches. She frustrates us a little bit. Give a chance where she may lose some command, and you may win some of these 3-2 battles.
We'll see Olivia Burns already starting to get loose in the bullpen here for the Indians. And that pitch in the dirt, and that's going to go for a ball. So that'll be a walk issue there to start the inning, and usually not what you like to see, whether it be baseball, softball. Usually a leadoff walk comes back and haunts you.
Yeah, Alyssa Pinero, just a terrific at-bat. We talked about this, drawing her 10th walk on the season. Got 3 more walks now than strikeouts. And for Bailey Springfield, certainly a rarity, as we mentioned. She came in with a better than 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. Already issued her second walk of the afternoon.
And so now this is going to be Ramey Taylor coming to the plate. Take a look at some Sonic stats on Ramey Taylor, as a pitch was missing for a ball. She's batting .402 on the year, has a .461 on base percentage and a .674 slugging percentage. She does have 17 RBIs. That's third on the team, 10 doubles and 5 home runs. So second on the team in home runs as well. So she's got a little bit of power. Instead shows bunt and takes it low and inside for a ball. So Springfield really struggling right now to find the zone.
Yeah, she missed first 2 times to Pinero inside. She missed right there coming inside as well. So the pitch is kind of moving into those right-handers. She's trying to jam them, but right now not able to get it in there. And boy, you really don't want to go 3-0 here.
So waiting the 2-0 offering. Shows bunt, lays it down. Vasquez with it. Throw over to first is in time. And a nicely executed sacrifice bunt there. And, of course, when we talk about the sacrifice bunts, we talk about the ICC Baptist Student Union, the ICC BSU, the oldest organization on campus. You can follow them on Twitter at ICC BSU, a proud sponsor of ICC Athletics here on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
No surprise you get that bunt. You get a leadoff hitter. I would imagine anytime Pearl River gets one, they're going to end up using the sacrifice bunt. You just put some pressure on Springfield, force her to worry about runners on base. And this is a team that, as we talked about, has been really good in the clutch this year, have been the Wildcats. So they're certainly going to continue to try to put as much pressure on Bailey as they can, especially while she's struggling right now to find the strike zone.
Well, nice job coming back and throwing that first one across for a strike. Let's take a look at some Sonic stats here on Destiny Wesley. She's batting .361 on the year, has a .480 on base percentage and an impressive .546 slugging percentage. Pops this pitch up straight back and out of play, and the count now goes 0-2. Good job by Springfield settling down, quickly getting ahead of Wesley.
And she's been a little more aggressive. She tried to maneuver on the inside corner first couple of batters. This time she's coming right at Wesley. And the other thing, too, about Destiny is that we mentioned her .480 on base percentage. Well, one of the reasons why she's drawn nearly twice as many walks as she has struck out this year. Down to the count 0-2 now, but really handles the bat well.
Oh, good looking pitch there. Even Wesley thought that was strike 3 as she started to head back towards the dugout.
That was a look of hope when she turned around. Just hope that was going to be called a ball 1. And great pitch from Springfield. Worst case scenario is you look to expand the zone a little bit.
That pitch hangs up high. 2-2 now is the count. There is a runner at second. That's Pinero, who walked and then advanced on a sacrifice bunt. This is Destiny Wesley, the third baseman at the plate, trying to break open a scoreless contest here in the top of the second. 2-2 is the count with one out. And there's strike three. Nicely done that time by Bailey Springfield to pick up her third Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game.
Just a pitch right down the middle of the strike zone. Nothing fancy about it. Had some velocity to it, and obviously Wesley was looking at anything but that. Thought she was going to get something perhaps on the outer part of the plate. And Springfield able to doing a good job. Mix up her pitches. A big strikeout. Now only one pitch away from getting out of this inning.
Changeup hangs up for a ball. Well, the changeup was there early. She was able to go to it often in the first part of the game, but not necessarily able to find it for a strike here in the top of the second.
It's dominant, right-handed dominant lineup, too. You're going to see her probably try to go away a lot.
Tries to bunt it off, and it's fouled off the netting. 1-1 now as it evens up the count with 2 outs and a runner on second. Top of the second, scoreless contest. So this is Easton. Let's take a look at some Sonic stats on Easton. 236 batting average, 315 on base, and 331 is her slugging percentage. And that pitch took a little bit of it off of it that time. Not necessarily a changeup, but just a little variation on her speed. 1-2 now is the count.
Once again, going away from the right-handed hitters. Try to force them to go the opposite field, and you're shady that way defensively.
So the 1-2 offering coming, and a liner right back up the middle. That's going to go for a base hit. Will it score a run? Nope, it's going to leave the runner at third. Good throw in that time by the center fielder, Corey Childs, to get the runner at third. And that's a big-time clutch hit. A single advance on the throw, but a big-time 2-out hit there for Pearl River.
And a great throw by Corey Childs. I thought off the bat there was no way that she was going to be able to throw this in, and I thought Pearl River was going to take an early 1-0 lead, but a great throw out and good job by Connolly to protect the plate as well. Not going to want to be aggressive and make the third out on the base paths, but terrific throw by Childs. Saved a run there and gives Bailey Springfield a chance to get out of this unscathed.
We go back to the top of the lineup here with Anna Grace Cooley, who takes that first pitch for a strike. She struck out swinging to start the contest back at the 4:01 mark. So 30 minutes into the game, and we're only in the top of the second. Fast pace. Blistering.
Something like that.
Grounder up the middle. What a play by Bailey Springfield. It's going to go over and get them out. Jeremy, big time play, big time defending her position that time by Bailey Springfield.
Off the bat, it looked like this was going to be a base hit back up the middle. And, you know, one thing to be able to catch that glove side, she caught that basically on her hand side and able to make that play and throw over and got out of a big time jam there with second and third. It's why she's been one of the best pitchers of the year.
Absolutely. We played 1.5, and we're going to move to the bottom of the second. Before we do that, we're going to take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Pawn, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
Gotta be hoops and wings.
Nah, subs.
Wings all day.
How about a sub?
Dude, wings.
Nah.
Really?
Gotta have ice cold Coke.
I'll drink to that.
Now that's how it's done.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back now as we move to the bottom of the second inning. ICC and Pearl River scoreless here in the first game of 2 this evening in the MACJC tournament. Our second game will be Jones County and East Central. Of course, the winner of this game will advance to the 1 o'clock game tomorrow. The loser of the loser will advance to the 3 o'clock game. Now, there is some weather expected throughout the evening. We will keep you posted on Twitter at Let's Go ICC, also on letsgoicc.com if any schedules are changed. And that first pitch across to Macy Cox for a strike. Take a look at some Sonic stats on Macy Cox. She's batting .360. She's got a .435 on base percentage and a .439 slugging percentage. Does the freshman out of Troy, Tennessee. That pitch in the dirt blocked up nicely, even though there's nobody on base that time, but good job by Taylor. You want to make sure you're loose and aware.
Always good to practice, no doubt about that. Because at some point, you're going to have to be able to do that to keep a runner from advancing.
So 1-1 is the count here as Macy Cox leads us off. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 batters due up for the Indians. Macy drills one, but it goes foul. And the count now will go 1-2. So it'll be Macy Cox, Bailey Springfield, and Hannah Williams due up here for the Indians in the bottom of the second inning. Jeremy, a good little atmosphere here right now.
Yeah, terrific. And obviously, too, you're in a situation, if you're Pearl River, it's a true road game, no doubt about it. And so what you're trying to do is come up here and hang around and hang around. And obviously what we saw from that lineup last time out, got to Bailey Springfield a little bit, couldn't get the clutch hit, had to have a couple of great defensive plays, one by Childs and one by Springfield herself to keep you off the board. Now if you're Holly, you just got to try to get through this lineup. We know it hits very well, but you got to get through it. Off to a good start.
2-2 is the count here to Macy Cox. Pitch coming. Cox fouls that one back, and we'll stay at 2-2. Adam Gore, Jeremy Kennedy bringing this action. We'll be here for the entire MACJC tournament. Be sure and hit us up on Twitter. Let us know that you're watching at Let's Go ICC. If you hit us up on Twitter, you could win a free shout-out. That's right.
Win a free shout-out.
Yes.
As opposed to all the paid ones you've given over the years.
That's true. That's true. Ground ball, and it's going to be scooped up over there by the first baseman. So the first out of the inning. Nice play over there at first base by Malone to be able to get the first out.
Yeah, a good job there, too, by Holly. She really kind of lived the middle away throughout most of the at-bat. A couple of foul balls we saw go towards the opposite field. This time she comes inside, gets Cox to jam basically herself and roll over, and really good job of mixing pitches in and out of the strike zone.
So this will be Bailey Springfield coming to the plate here for the Indians. Bailey takes that first pitch low and outside for a ball. Let's take a look at some stats on Bailey this year. She's batting .297. She has a .339 on base percentage and a .429 slugging percentage. 35 hits, 11 of those going for doubles, 3 triples, and 2 home runs. She does have 20 RBIs, and she's walked 6 times. That pitch, good-looking pitch, just a bit too far outside for the umpire's liking.
May have been a little bit up, too. That could be something that, obviously, strike zone's going to change depending on the size of the batter as well. Bailey a little taller than some of the ICC batters we've seen.
So 2-0 is the count here to Springfield. Awaiting the pitch here from Holly. And that one outside. So just struggling to find the zone right now is Holly, and that's kind of what we saw out of Springfield to start the top part of the inning.
Yeah, that's something, too, that you get a lot of these walks, particularly the ICC, with how well they hit. Certainly can't put batters on base.
So the 3-0 pitch coming, and that one right down Broadway for the strike. 3-1 now goes the count. Jeremy, I don't know if you don't go ahead and take here and at least see if you can force the count to go forward, force her to throw a strike.
I think you just say to yourself, look, this is a pitch right down the middle. You attack it, and if it's not perfect, you let it go.
So waiting the 3-1 pitch here to Springfield. And she dribbles one, shortstop, bobbles it. And that's going to go for an error on the play. So either way it goes, Springfield is able to reach. And now that's going to bring up the left fielder, Hannah Williams.
Well, Destiny Wesley, the third baseman, when she dove and missed it, you knew at that point it was going to be really tough. And then Pepper Schmidt came over and unable to really get a glove on it, if you will, and she's made a couple of nice plays there at shortstop, but unfortunately just had that one go deep in the hole, and you give ICC a base runner.
That pitch, a beauty right down the middle. The pitcher set up on the extreme outside. The pitch drifted back in for strike one. This is Hannah Williams at the plate. Hannah batting .270 on the year. She's got a .350 on base percentage. .303 is her slugging percentage. She does have 13 RBIs on the year. Would love to see if she can't find number 14 here. Pops this one back and out of play. And 0-2 now is the count to Hannah Williams. I know Mr. Benny Ping is watching back in Virginia in support of the Indians this afternoon. He's made a couple of trips down here to Fulton this year to support his family. So I want to give a shout out to him there. That pitch low and outside, not a bad spot to miss. To see if you couldn't get Williams to chase one.
Yeah, Holly right now is showing some good command. She's missing where she wants to, hitting her spots, and that's really where you want to be. I would imagine, too, you're going to continue to see, try to go away from the lefties sometimes, try to see if you can get them to hit it to the left side and get that lead runner. That's what you really want to do right now if you're Pearl River.
So waiting the 1-2 offering, and that pitch, inside. One of those there, I think Hannah Williams flinched back, but at the same time wasn't for sure if that wasn't strike 3, so a good eye there. 2-2 now is the count with 1 out.
Same pitch that she got Macy Cox to roll over, trying to do the same thing there. Good take. Boy, that's a really good pitch and a tough call not to get.
So the 2-2 offering coming. Ground ball, hard hit to the third baseman, throws to second, gets one. Can they go turn 2? Yes, they do. Take a look at that on the Little Caesars instant replay, and it's also a Little Caesars double play. Score that one 5-4-3, just getting Williams over at first.
That's a terrific play by Wesley. Really good reaction, too, because that was a well-struck ball and beautifully turned by the Pearl River Wildcats. What you got to have, you're going to make a run here in postseason.
We're scoreless after 2. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
That is, for me, one of the greatest attributes about ICC, because it was challenging. It's still challenging in the classroom, but the classes are small enough where you know the teacher by name, the teacher knows you by name, and you're not just another number. The teachers you can talk to them, and they know you, and they know kind of what your needs are, where you struggle in class, where you excel in class, and they give you office hours, and you can go by at any point in time. And I know I had a friend at one point, and her grandmother had passed away, and she had a test the next morning, and the teacher said, well, meet me up here at 9 o'clock at night. And that's just something that you get at ICC that you won't get anywhere else.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
And welcome back. Now as we shift to the top of the third inning, let's go ahead and give some more shout-outs out there. We got someone from Pearl River watching all the way from Alabama saying, go Alyssa Lee Easton, the second baseman at Pearl River. Hashtag free shout-out. There you go. There's your winner. You didn't think anybody wanted a free shout-out, Jeremy, but that's Angela Lee on Twitter. Get us a shout-out there. We do, once again, welcome all those that are watching in favor of Pearl River this afternoon, or I should say this evening, here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. So it'll be Depper, Schmidt, Taggart, and Malone due up here, the 2-3-4 batters, and that first pitch finds that inside corner for a strike.
Now you're going to get second time through the order, and you're going to see these adjustments made. I mean, Depper Schmidt, obviously a pretty good hitter for this Pearl River club. How do they adjust to Bailey? And also, how does she adjust as well? Lost some command early in the inning, last inning, but got out of it.
Change up. Oh, she thought about going with it. The ball just hangs up a little bit too much for the umpire's liking. Evens the count at 1-1. Depper Schmidt grounded out to the shortstop in her first at bat.
That was a really, really off-speed kind of pitch. It seemed like it was going to take forever to finally get to Samantha Connolly, but a good job by Depper Schmidt to lay off of that. And I think, again, if you're Bailey, you continue to see her go away from the righties.
This pitch popped up. Left field, foul territory. There's JoJo Vasquez to be able to squeeze that one for out number 1.
That was a pitch on the outside corner. Depper Schmidt instead of trying to go the other way with it, tries to pull it and got underneath it always important critical to get that first out of the inning, and Bailey's done a good job of that. And some inconsistencies you see sometimes with pitchers, and you're worried about the strike zone. You get this lineup. Good command in the first, not as much in the second. Coming out with good command here in the third.
There's a line drive out to right field, aggressive on the first pitch there, and that's Taggart who gets her first hit, third of the game for Pearl River. I was going to say she walked and was left stranded in her last at bat, but she didn't give me time.
No, that's what you have to do. This is the part of the order. Taggart and now Malone, where Bailey's going to have to be a little bit careful. You certainly you don't want to put them on base, but you're going to have to be careful to when you leave pitches out of the zone. That ball was hammered, and Malone also got a base hit her last time up and hit the ball hard too.
She was left stranded after a Renaissance Bank strikeout to end the inning. But with one out and a runner on first now, ICC's got a little bit of work to do. Pearl River trying to break open this scoreless contest. Change up, and it drops in there for a strike.
That time finally got it down. Looked like the changeup we saw in that first inning, which she used to get ahead of some of these hitters. And that's what you're going to have to do to Taggart Malone. Pitch backwards, get ahead 0-1. Now we'll see what they elect to do, how they pitch those two batters the rest of the at-bat.
Now a fastball, and this one's hammered. It's deep, and it's gone. Proved one that time, and that was a two-run home run off the bat of Hallie Malone, and a big-time hit there, Jeremy.
But just talked about you're going to have to be a little bit careful, and unfortunately, Springfield left that pitch 0-1 right down the middle of the plate. You see there on the replay, and Malone absolutely crushed it to the deepest part of the ballpark. Those are the two batters, Taggart and Malone, that you can't let beat you. And right now, that's exactly what's happened as ICC finds themselves down 2-0.
Yeah, big time hit there by Malone. That is going to be her seventh home run of the year, and she does lead the team in that category. So a big time hit there.
Now she's got 54 runs batted in too, and if you're Bailey, you got to shake that off. You obviously you made a mistake, but you can't compound that by walking batters and making it a bigger inning than it is. 2 runs is not insurmountable. Got a good defense behind you, but you got to once again get back to finding your zone. She looked really shaken after giving up that hit. You can't lose your confidence at this point.
So she misses on the first pitch for a ball. Second one is popped straight up, but it's going to get out of play above us here in the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. We do remind you can go to letsgoicc.com. Scroll to the bottom of the page. You'll see the Foundation logo there, and you can click on that to find out how you can contribute to Itawamba Community College. 1-1 is the count with 1 out. Nobody on after that 2-run home run by Malone, as that pitch missing for a ball.
So it's really hard to say unless you're here just how hard she hit that ball.
Yeah, you have to. The field's deceiving here. It doesn't look very big. It's a pretty big part, but yeah, she hammered that one. Nice job by Bailey to come back with a little outside heat. He was with the count now at 2-2 on Holly.
And that's what was so surprising a little bit is you feel like the pitch selection is going to be away from the righties, and she tried to sneak a fastball in and just missed it.
This pitch fouled out of play towards the basketball courts, and we'll stay at 2-2 with 1 out. Well, Jeremy, one thing the Indians have got to do now, they're down 2-0. They got to start getting a little bit more aggressive at the plate.
They do, and you got to start to be able to get to Olivia Holly. You can't let her settle in, because the longer she does, the more confidence she has.
That pitch missing on the outside. Count will go full now at 3-2. Not a bad job trying to come back and get her to chase one she swung at earlier.
Yeah, Olivia, good take, though, too. That pitch had some real velocity on it, but was tailing away. She wouldn't have been able to do anything on it if she attempted to swing.
So 3-2 is the count. Pitch coming from Springfield. This one popped up, backing out of play, and we'll stay at 3-2.
Good battle here, and that's another quality at-bat. Pearl River's put together a lot of really quality at-bats off of Springfield, which is really tough to do with how good she's been all season. And eventually that's going to end up paying off. A lot of 3-ball counts, get in your big hitters in this inning to come through, and now Holly not rolling over, doing a good job to run that pitch count up.
So 3-2 is the count after the foul ball. 1 out, nobody on. Swung on and missed for strike 3.
That's what you see there from Springfield. Go up and away, got her to chase it. That's where she's been most successful, is when she tries to go away from the right-handed hitters. They're susceptible to that a little bit. That's where she's had a lot of success. I think 4th strikeout of the day. Now you're trying to get out of this, only giving up nothing else. You're still in it if you're ICC.
So with 2 outs now, ICC trailing 2-0. That pitch up high gets away from the catcher Nobody on base to really do any damage with right there. Ball 1. Well, you can kind of tell it's kind of quieted down the ICC dugout, some of their faithful here. So they really need to answer with a big inning of their own here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, that was a big shot. That was a real big shot. No question about that. As you get, a situation where you're down 2-0 and your ace is in the circle and Pearl River touches them up a little bit. And we talk about the defense for ICC. Boy, think about the good plays they made in the top of the second to keep the Wildcats off the scoreboard. Otherwise, this may be a 3 or 4-0 game.
And that pitch, two good-looking pitches back-to-back, called a ball. 3-0 now is the count. So the frustrations continue to build here for Springfield.
Yeah, and she just got to work through that. And she's got to get one in the strike zone, let her defense help her.
And that pitch right down Broadway, taking the whole way that time, was Pinero, the right fielder. 3-1 now is the count. 2 outs, nobody on base here. ICC trying to get out of this inning with minimum damage done. 3-1 pitch coming, grounder, third baseman, and it's going to get past for a fair ball. This one all the way to the fence, so that's going to go for an extra base hit as they quickly get it back in a hurry there. And a big-time hit once again by Pearl River.
Boy, Pinero with a great piece of hitting. It's a 1-2 pitch that comes in. And Pinero just able to get the bat head out, ground that one down the third base line and get into the outfield. And that's another time we see where she tries to come into the right-handers, and unfortunately that's just not where she's been successful. She needs to live, I think, a little bit more middle away against this predominantly right-handed hitting lineup.
So the Indians looking for the exit. Pearl River looking for more runs. That ball in the dirt gets away. Throw down to third is not in time. Well, quick decision there because you got a pretty good catcher behind the plate in Sam Conley. And so that's going to advance on the wild pitch. And boy, now, how important is that third out here that the Indians need to find as Pearl River trying to pick up an insurance run here in the top of the third. They already lead it 2-0.
It's a great read by Pinero in the dirt to get to third base.
This pitch fouled back out of play. 1-1 is the count. Of course, when we talk about those insurance runs, we talk about your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox. For all your insurance needs, whether it be home, auto, or life, go by and see Joey right there on South Adams Street, the former ICC All-American in football. Proud to sponsor today's ballgame on Let'sGoICCTV.com. 1-1 is the count with 2 outs. This flare out of play for strike 2.
I think she's really Betty's really starting to miss some of her spots. Even some of these foul balls are being hit a little harder than normal, and I just think right now she's just a little bit off. Not sure if maybe some frustration or what, but I don't think she's hitting her spots like she was in the first inning. We saw a little bit of that in the second inning. Certainly here, she's missed a lot in the top of the third.
So 1-2 is the count with 2 outs and a runner at third for Pearl River. Indians trying to get out of this inning with minimum damage done. There's strike 3. Boy, big time strike 3 call there to get out of the inning. As that ended it there, got Taylor looking for the 5th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game, but the damage was done on a 2-run home run by Hallie Malone, and Pearl River leads it 2-0. We're going to take a break and come back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Pawn, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
So you took Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest pizza that has the most cheese and pepperoni at the nation's best price and then stuffed more cheese into the crust?
Yep, it's got 3 feet of cheese stuffed in the crust.
Huh.
They added more cheese to the pizza with the most cheese. They added more cheese to the pizza with the most cheese. They added more cheese to their pizza with
Poor guy. Couldn't wrap his mind around all that cheese.
They added.
Get a large Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest stuffed crust pepperoni pizza for $9. Pizza.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to move to the bottom of the third inning. It's 2-0 after a two-run home run by Hallie Malone in the top half of the inning. For ICC, it'll be the 8-9-1 batters due up: JoJo Vasquez, Madison Carnes, and Corey Childs.
Well, if you're at Itawamba, this is the time now. You got to be able to get something. You're about to get to the second time through the order. We talked about that in the third. Obviously, Pearl River able to really get to Bailey's second time through. ICC's got to do the same now to Olivia Holly.
Indians with only one hit. Pearl River with 2 errors, but ICC unable to cash in on it. This is Vasquez at the plate. Swings on the first pitch she sees. Ground ball to the third baseman. Throw over is in time. 5-3 on the putout of JoJo. So 1 pitch, 1 out. And Jeremy, you've talked about it. You don't want to give Holly any more confidence if you're an ICC fan. And right now her defense is solid behind her.
They are, and certainly too, she's making good pitches. Indians aren't really getting a lot of great contact on them as well. And you look at Depperschmidt out there at shortstop. She's moving just to her offhand. You see there again, move 6-hole. Really got the Indian hitters figured out with the right-handers like to be pull hitters. And she and Wesley done a good job on that left side of the infield.
Well, this is Madison Carnes, the sophomore out of North Pontotoc High School, batting .268 on the year with a .312 on base percentage. .408 is her slugging percentage. She can't hit for power, so the Indians would love to see that, but instead a ground ball back to the pitcher, and the putout 1-3 for those of you scoring at home.
So now you got 1 through 9. You've seen everybody in this ICC lineup, and so far if you're Holly, you couldn't have gone pretty much any better. You have given up 1 hit, your defense 2 errors. I understand that, but other than that, you've been absolutely terrific. So now if you're at Itawamba, you've got to make some adjustments against Holly because she's pumping them into the strike zone, and you're not getting really anything off of it.
So this is going to be Corey Childs, who struck out looking in her first at-bat of the afternoon. Infield coming in on the corners. That first pitch across for a strike. And that's going to be one person they're going to have to try to get on the base here for ICC is going to be Corey Childs. She's stolen 46 bases on the year. She has scored 48 runs to lead the team. So when she's on base, the Indians are good, but when she's not, they struggle.
Yeah, and certainly, as you mentioned, 0 for 1 already, and now she comes up with nobody on base and 2 outs. And that's exactly the recipe for success. If you're Pearl River, head coach Lee White, you want Holly to get out of this unscathed and make it 3 shutout innings.
That pitch, wow. And the other batter's box called a strike that time. A gift there for Pearl River. Speaking of a gift, the sun starting to pop out here at the ballpark.
Yes, it is, and that's certain. You're right about that. Gives us a chance to feel confident we can get both games in today.
So winning the 0-2 pitch here to Corey Childs. Pitch coming, that outside corner, not a bad spot to miss, especially since you got that other one a little bit further out that time.
I think that's almost kind of the same pitch. It was one called a strike and one called a ball, the nature of being a fan at a softball game. But
well, I was trying to be a little bit neutral since we do have some Pearl River fans, but I was thinking the same. So 1-2 now is the count. 2 outs, nobody on. ICC trailing 2-0. Bottom of the third. And there's strike 3. Another Renaissance Bank strikeout there, and Holly is dealing. She has kept the Indians' bats quiet through 3 innings. 2-0 is your score. We're going to take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
When I was looking for a college back in the day, you know, I'm from Amory, Mississippi, just 30 minutes down the road, and I'm a homebody, and I had to commute, and I said, I need to go to a college that's not too far from home. And I heard of ICC. And once I stepped on campus, I knew this is the junior college I need to be at. I didn't think of another college. I said, this is it. When I stepped on campus, the atmosphere, it just was drawn to me, and I felt like this is where I belong. I belong here at Itawamba Community College because at that moment, I knew this is the best junior college on the planet. This is where I need to be. This is where I was planted, and that's why I am what I am today because of Itawamba Community College.
Did you know your child's eyes can be checked as young as 6 months of age? They do not have to know their letters or even be able to talk in order to receive a comprehensive eye exam. Your eye doctor can tell you many things just by looking at them. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide proper diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your eye appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to move to the top of the 4th inning. It's been all Pearl River so far in this one. They lead it 2-0 thanks to the swing of the bat of Hallie Malone. She had a 2-run home run back at the top of the 3rd inning, but while the hit is the story, has been the story of Olivia Holly so far, Jeremy. She's not really a strikeout pitcher, only has 2, but her defense, despite giving up 2 errors, has been pretty solid in crucial situations.
They've been really good, no doubt about it, but she has been outstanding in the circle. She's kept these Indians hitters off balance, got Childs on a pitch right down the middle, and just continues to grow in confidence with each good pitch. And now how does Bailey Springfield respond? You got roughed up a little bit last inning. You could tell she was not as confident. She hung her head a little bit. How does she respond? Indians need her to get back to being herself and keep this at 2-0.
A little change up that time, way ahead of it, and the count now goes 0-2 to Destiny Wesley, who struck out swinging back in the 2nd inning for the 2nd out of the inning. We talked about that, Jeremy. ICC with only 1 hit so far in the game, 5 hits for Pearl River, 2 of those going for extra bases. Obviously the biggest of the game so far being the 2-run home run by Malone. 0-2 now is the count. This pitch popped up, and it's going to get out of play over into the bullpen area for the Indians. You see some of the crowd spilling into that area. We do expect a pretty good crowd out. It's been a while since Pearl River has made it to this far into the state tournament, so we figured they're going to have a good crowd coming out. Hopefully Mother Nature will agree with us on weather tomorrow. If there is any changes, we'll have it on our website, letsgoicc.com, as well on Twitter at letsgoicc. That pitch up high, not a bad spot to miss. See if you couldn't get her to chase one. Did not. Good eye that time by Wesley. 1-2 now is the count.
Yeah, really impressed with the patience of these Pearl River hitters, too. They understand their approach is good. They understand where they want the pitch to be, not chasing a lot of pitches.
So 1-2 is the count. Pitch coming, and this one fouled back. And that's another thing they're doing well also, finding a piece of it.
Yeah, I was about to say they're doing that too. Their two-strike approach has been really good. They're choking up on the bat, just try and foul some pitches off. Don't chase on the outside, and try to come in, again, to a right-handed hitter. I think she's been most successful going away from the righties. But Bailey's had some frustrating at-bats for her. She needs an easy inning.
And a good-looking pitch there, just missing outside. Evens the count now at 2-2.
And then that's what you do. You get her to throw something all speed. If she misses, you don't chase. Now the count's at 2-2. You're looking at the 6th pitch of the at-bat upcoming on a count in which Wesley was down 0-2.
That pitch inside nearly hit her. 3-2 now is the count. This is the 8-9-1 batters due up. Wesley Easton is on deck, and then Cooley is in the hole here in the top of the 4th. So good job, as you said, Jeremy, by Wesley to battle back and force the count to go full. And this pitch popped up, left field, deep left field, warning track just about, as that's Hannah Williams who steps underneath that one for the putout. A good crowd out there in left field.
Really good crowd there in left field, and a really good at bat there by Wesley. I mean, it's a big out for Bailey, and she did what she needed to do, but that was 8 pitches worth to get a hitter at the very bottom of the lineup, and that's the frustrating part for Bailey, I think, is that the first inning she was able to get through it, other than the 3-4 hitters, pretty well, lost some command in the 2nd, got roughed up in the 3rd, just continues to just not feel like she's got great command at this point.
Well, there's that inside pitch called a strike for strike 1. This is Easton, the second baseman, at the plate. She singled advance on the throw. She was left stranded in scoring position back in the 2nd. Angela Lee tweeting in at us a while ago in support of Easton. That pitch fouled straight back. 0-2 now is the count.
There we go again, another 2-strike count where Bailey's ahead. She can throw anything, and that's been great. She has gotten ahead of those hitters 0-2, sometimes 1-2, but it's been finishing them off economically where she struggled. Strikeouts, not as much last couple innings. Pearl River's had some really good at-bats.
That pitch on that outside corner, not there. Trying to see if she can get her to chase one. Good eye on the part of Easton that time. And, of course, when we talk about good eyes, we do talk about Cagle Eye Center here in Fulton, a proud sponsor of ICC Athletics. Get your eyes checked at 862-EYES. That's 862-EYES. Ball in the dirt. 2-2 now is the count.
Yeah, I mean, you could just see. I mean, that I think to me is the most frustrating thing if you're Bailey is you get ahead 0-2, and you just can't seem to put them away on the very next pitch. And if you're Pearl River, this is the clinic on how to hit with 2 strikes. You don't chase anything outside. You know you're probably going to get a waste pitch anyway. And you go up there and you say, okay, look, we're going to choke up a little bit. We're going to foul some pitches off. Even if we record it out, the goal is just to frustrate and frustrate and frustrate. And I think they've done that to this point.
1 out in the inning, nobody on. 2-2 is the count here to Easton, the second baseman for Pearl River. Sun continuing to peek out here at the ballpark. 2-2 pitch coming. Inside, missing low. 3-2 now the count.
That's really tough there because if you're Bailey, you're thinking you're going to get a pitch on the inside corner for strike 3. I'm so impressed with the 2-strike approach from Pearl River. It's been outstanding today, even when they don't record outs. I mean, this is a back-to-back full count at bat.
Yeah. Pitch coming, ground ball, pulled it foul down the third baseline. So no damage done there as we'll stay at 3-2.
I think one of the ways, too, if you're Bailey, is you just have to be a little more aggressive. I mean, every 0-2 pitch has been kind of that waste pitch away on the outside corner that's a foot outside. I think you may have to sign it, look, we're going to continue. You're not going to throw it right down the middle, obviously, on an 0-2 pitch. I think you got to maybe give yourself a little bit more of a chance on that 0-2 pitch to maybe get a swing and a miss or record an out because at this point, that same pattern Pearl River's picked up on it.
3-2 pitch coming. This one, a flare out to right field, but it's going to drift foul and get out of play. And once again, we'll stay at 3-2. And Jeremy, that trend continues. Just battle, battle, battle.
You'll do this all day if you're Pearl River. You will stand there and foul pitches off with 2 strikes all day long. And if you're Easton, you're a 236 hitter, but you're showing really good plate discipline. You're able to foul some pitches off. This has already been a quality at bat, regardless of what happens in the rest of it.
Yeah. 3-2 pitch, and it's ripped over the head of the third baseman. Nice way to win the at-bat.
That's outstanding. I mean, that's simply outstanding. And that's a pitch, too, where Bailey takes something off of it. She's tired of throwing 3-2 velocity pitches and getting fouled off. So you force her to come with something she's not really comfortable with throwing as much. And you get a 236 hitter to hammer one to left field. You got a base runner, and now you get to the top of the order. And you can look at Bailey Springfield and tell right now she's just not as confident. She's really frustrated by the fact that she can't get that 2-strike pitch to be a called strike or get that next pitch to be an out.
So now we go back to the top of the lineup with 1 out and a runner at first. This is Anna Grace Cooley, the center fielder, at the plate here for Pearl River. 2-0 is your score. Swing on the first pitch, fouls it back for strike 1. Anna Grace is 0 for 2 on the day. She grounded out back to the pitcher to end the second. Also struck out swinging to start the contest. Take a look at Easton on the year. Let's see what her numbers look like in the steals category. She has stolen 7 bases. That looks to be 3rd on the team, so she does have a little bit of speed over there at first base.
Yeah, 7 of 8.
Runner goes, a little hit and run action. It does take away the double play. Throw over is in time. Wow. Close play there.
Boy, Bailey did a good job just to get that over there because she's hearing, okay, go 2. She turns around. If she turns around and probably even attempts to make that throw at second base, you're going to be looking at first and second. So a break for her. Good job to be a little aggressive, I think, on the base paths. Now you move a runner up into scoring position. You get through the 2, 3, 4 part of this order.
Yeah, we thought that double play earlier might have been a base hit for Williams. I think that might just be a little bit returning the favor by the infield umpire there. Is that pitch across for a strike?
Yeah, that was certainly bang, bang. Looked like both of those calls over there at first base should have been safe calls.
But he delivered it with confidence, so he believed in himself.
Conviction
so
is what matters, man. That's what you want from an umpire.
Depperschmidt swings on this one, pops it up center field. Drifting back is Childs. She'll squeeze it and get the Indians out of the inning without any damage done. And, Jeremy, that was a big out there. As right now, Lady Mo will keep it here in between the innings. Lady Mo wearing that, what is that, maroon and gold right now?
Yeah, look, and that also, too, is Depperschmidt takes a pitch really over the heart of the plate, and Bailey gets her to fly out to center field. But it's just, again, it's another situation where she's throwing 15, 16 pitches, maybe more in an inning. And pitching to players that have maybe struggled a little bit. We talked about, Easton hitting 236. She had a great at bat, and even before that, you have a 3-2 count that you get a fly ball down the left field line, by Wesley. So you're looking at a situation now where Holly, on the other hand, it's up, it's rhythm, it's get out of the inning, and Bailey right now is really struggling. She's not struggling with her command necessarily. She's getting ahead 0-2 a lot, but she's struggling to then finish off these hitters, and she's going to be looking at 3, 4, and 5 coming up in that 5th inning, which is going to be really big.
Of course, now if you're ICC, what can you do to try to throw Holly off? Step out of the box?
You can certainly step out of the box, but I think the other thing too is you understand, look, that she's not messing around either. A lot of pitches are in the zone, and she's doing a good job mixing inside outside. It's a predominantly right-handed lineup, so you figure you're going to get a lot of pitches maybe more towards the middle away because nobody wants to pitch in. She's not been afraid of that at times, but I think you have to see middle away. You have to eliminate the inner third of the plate, and you have to go to the opposite field. ICC just not be able to get a lot on some of those pitches. And you have to also do what Pearl River's done. Frustrate a little bit. 2 strikes, choke up on the bat, foul some pitches off. This team has hit really well all year long. It seems hits almost 320, which is one of the best averages you're going to see out there. But right now, she's had a lot of command and she's got a lot of confidence. And I mentioned it about 30 minutes ago. The longer she puts up zeros and gets through, boy, the confidence grows for her. And you start to look at the scoreboard and start to count some outs in tournament play sometimes, and that can be detrimental for ICC.
We'll just take a look at some of the Little Caesars instant replays being brought to you by Little Caesars right here in Fulton. ICC fans, don't forget the fastest pizza in Itawamba County just got faster thanks to the new Little Caesars app. You can download the app on your smartphone, punch in all your information, set up your profile, order your pizza, pay for your pizza from your phone. Basically walk in, act like it's late 90s. Your M&M, my name is, grab your pizza and walk out. So it's going to be Meg Sullivan to lead things off here for the Indians, and that pitch missing low and outside for a ball. Meg has the only hit of the day here for the Indians.
Now hitting .422 to come in, and this is what you talked about, 2, 3, 4. This is now the second time through the order for your core hitters for ICC. They got to deliver and get something on the board.
Sullivan takes a look at that pitch. Ooh, good-looking pitch, caught a ball. 2-0 now is the count.
Now you're ahead 2. I think for Sullivan here, you're in that hitter's count where if it's not perfect, you let it go. If it is, you expect to see a fastball and you want to hammer it.
Sullivan, the pride of Springfield, Alabama at the plate. Takes that pitch inside. 3-0 now is the count. Well, if you're ICC, obviously you need base runners. You can't get these 2 runs back right now with one swing of the bat, but you do got to get somebody on base here. And that's the thing about this ICC team. Their bats can be quiet for 3 innings and all of a sudden wake up in the 4th. That pitch across, taking the whole way that time was Sullivan.
But she's also one of the better hitters, too, in terms of just being able to control the bat. Only 2 strikeouts all season long. And with her .422 average coming in, now it's going to be higher than that after the base hit early. Just a really, really great hitter.
3-1 is the count here to Sullivan. Swings on this pitch, fouls it out of play, and now the count goes 3-2.
And that's a pitch, again, kind of middle away, and she was late on it. I think she's thinking maybe it's going to come in, but so far it looks like Holly's decided she's going to try to live away from the righties and force them to go the opposite field. That time Sullivan was just late on it.
So the 3-2 offering coming here from Olivia Holly. Sullivan jammed on the pitch. Third baseman finds it. A little trouble getting out of the glove, but throws it over for the putout. 5-3 of Meg Sullivan. And Jeremy, that's kind of the way Pearl River's getting it done. I mean, it's not pretty. That was not a pretty play, but it was an out.
It was, and Wesley did a good job of getting that in the hole and then come up and make a strong throw over there. But Sullivan, I was a little surprised. That pitch was really inside, and she just got it to roll over.
So now this is going to be Samantha Conley, who grounded out to the pitcher in her first at-bat. Takes that pitch across for a strike. 0-1 now is the count. Don't know if any of Samantha's family was able to make the trip up here on a Friday. Scott and the rest of the crew coming down from Louisiana, or coming up from Louisiana.
There you go.
Yeah, well, geography was never my thing. There's a shot, and it gets past the diving shortstop. Good job there by Conley.
Now she goes away, and that's what you do. You don't try to do too much with it. Kind of just slap the barrel out there and found the 6-hole. Deborah Schmidt's basically been playing right where that ball landed against every right-handed batter. Because you got a left-handed batter, she's pulled a little bit more towards the bag at second base. It opened up just enough for Conley to slap that one through. Finally, a hit and a base runner here for ICC, and you got to start to string those together. And if you're Holly, shake that off, no big deal. You go back to your plan with the right-handed hitters.
This is Mackenzie Piper, who grounded out to the shortstop to end the first inning. There's a toss over to first, and it gets away, or excuse me, second, gets away. Conley will head to third. They're going to ask her to score. She's going to try to, and she will. Big-time error there, but a big-time play for the Indians. Let's go back and look at that one on the Little Caesars instant replay.
Oh, this was really, I thought at first, could have been another double play. Wesley Seafields cleanly just makes a poor throw, and once it gets out to second base, there was going to be no chance at that point. Conley was going to come all the way around to score, and that's the first real mistake, big-time mistake by this Pearl River defense, which has been pretty good, especially that left side. And Wesley, I don't know if maybe she got too deep and tried to throw across. That messed her up a little bit. Did a good thing by going to second. I don't fault her for that. Good throw gets Conley. You get the lead runner. But maybe that's the mistake ICC needs to open the door. Now all of a sudden you've got the tying run at second base. Only one down in the inning. And if you're Holly, you say, look, hey, yeah, no big deal. I'm still making the pitches. They're not hitting the ball all that hard. My defense made a mistake there. But I know they'll help me out again. If you're ICC, this is where you got to say, all right, time to quit messing around. It's time to pound the softball.
Yeah, this is kind of a Coach Andy Kirk calling card for any teams that he's coached, whether it be ICC, West Union over the years. When you make those type of mistakes, they make you pay.
Absolutely, and that's what you have to do here. And now you've got Macy Cox, one of the better hitters, hitting .360 on the year. She's got those 16 runs batted in. You make a mistake here if you're Holly, it could be 2-2 quickly.
So the first pitch missing for a ball. 1-0 is the count now with one out and a runner on second. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Nice job coming back. Just a fastball on that inside part of the plate for a strike.
And she got Macy to ground out over to first base her last time up. Jammed her inside. That may be where she's trying to go here. So you have to be a little cognizant of that if you're Cox.
We do want to remind you, coming up next here on Let'sGoICCTV.com will be Game 2 this afternoon. Jones and East Central. Is that pitch missing low and outside? 2-1 now is the count. All the tournament games will be coming your way here on Let's Go ICC TV, so you have to listen to me and Jeremy for quite a while over the next 3 days.
You're welcome.
Yes. It's actually good. Jeremy and I worked together just a few years ago back at TV7 in Bruce, so it's good to be back on the mic with you.
Yeah, it's been a long, long time.
So that pitch inside for a ball. 3-1 now is the count with one out and a runner on second.
So now if you're Macy Cox, this is where you see, okay, look, pitch down the middle, hammer it. Don't be afraid to go the opposite way. If not, you'll certainly live with a 3-2 pitch.
So the 3-1 offering coming here from Holly. A little grounder to the shortstop, and will it get the runner over to third? The throw over is in time. Took a big turn at third, didn't draw the throw, but almost works as if a sacrifice bunt.
Yeah, good play there by Deborah Schmidt to come inside. And she even on that pitch right there, it's a left-handed batter with Macy Cox. She moved the same way in that 6-hole that she does toward the normal right-handed hitters. I think that's, you look at that now, if you're ICC, you have to say, okay, we're going to try to hit center right, middle to the field, to the right field, because Deborah Schmidt's trying to take away that 6-hole.
That pitch missing on the outside for a ball. Now this is Bailey Springfield. Boy, Bailey can really, really, really help her home cause here with the base hit.
I think she'd feel pretty good if she got a base hit right here to tie the game up. I think she would. This is a real big at-bat for her. Also a big one for Holly.
Yeah. 2 outs and a runner on third. 1-0 is the count here to Bailey Springfield. Springfield jammed up on that one. Throw down to third is not in time, as the runner was able to dive back safely on the play.
So you look at Deborah Schmidt again. I'm looking at her, the shortstop. You can see her in the top of your screen. Right now, she's been shading over right before the pitch gets there towards that 6-hole. You see her move again. For a lot of those pitches have been located.
There's a shot up the middle. Second baseman has it, throws over, and it's going to be in time. And boy, what a big time out there to get out of the inning with just minimum damage done. As 2-1 is your score. We've played 4. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What if Mississippi's community and junior colleges didn't exist? You'd see a much different Mississippi, one without these degrees. And the jobs that come from them. One where many would fail to get a higher education because affordable community and junior college is their only hope. We're in danger of this happening thanks to state budget cuts. In fact, Mississippi once ranked number 1 in America's community and junior college systems. Number 1. But now has slipped out of the top 10, way out, which is already a consequence of budget cuts. So, what if community and junior colleges didn't exist? If budget cuts continue, we may well find out. Contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back. We have some Choice Pawn changes coming your way. Your new pitcher in the game is Olivia Burns. She'll take over in the circle for Bailey Springfield, who moves to third base. That is your Choice Pawn position changes here in the top of the fifth for ICC. So Olivia, the anticipated Game 2 starter, but when you're in this deep in the playoffs, you just gotta throw it out the window.
You have to, and obviously too, with softball being a little bit different, Olivia Burns could pitch the entire weekend and probably end up, if that's what Coach Kirk and his staff felt was best, they could pitch her all weekend if she pitched really well. So not surprised there. You get Braley still in the ball game. You're only down by 1 run here, and you got 9 outs left.
Well, Olivia is the reigning MACJC pitcher of the week, and that pitcher beauty across for strike 2. She had 27 strikeouts last week, only gave up 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned. She had a career high 14 strikeouts against Southwest Tennessee. Wasn't a fluke because she backed that one up with 13 strikeouts in the Game 2 of the playoff series against Northeast to advance to the state tournament this week.
Yeah, she's 18-2 on the season, 123 2/3 innings pitched, 96 strikeouts, 52 walks, so 1.47 ERA.
So 1-2 is the count. Pitch coming, outside missing for a ball. Not a bad spot to miss. This is Elizabeth Taggart at the plate. She is 1 for 1 on the day. She has a single and a run scored. She's also walked and was left stranded back in the first. 2-2 now is the count here in the top of the 5th inning. Change up, pops it up, and there's Olivia Burns to make the play.
That's a huge out because obviously Taggart and Malone have killed ICC today. This is a pitch off speed, got her out in front. Out for a second, that might have gotten over Burns, and if it did, it would have been a really tough play to get her out. But that's a big out because we pointed to this inning and say, all right, look, 3, 4, 5. This is going to be the 3rd time through against Bailey Springfield, but 3rd time up now for the best hitters for Pearl River.
And here comes trouble, and Hallie Malone, she takes a changeup for a strike. She's 2 for 2 on the day. She has a single and that 2-run home run. That proves to be the difference so far in the ball game. 1 out, nobody on here. Top of the 5th inning. Change up, hangs up. 1-1 now is the count. Well, they're obviously throwing her off speed right now. If she's going to muscle one out of here, she's going to have to do it. But I tell you, Jeremy, the way she hit that last ball, it got out of the park with haste.
It really did. She absolutely hammered it to deep center field, and there was no doubt about it once the ball left the infield.
And this one she hammers, but foul, out of play. 1-2 now is the count here to Malone. So Malone's been a tough out for the Indians. As a matter of fact, ICC hasn't figured her out yet, as she is 2 for 2 on the day. 1 out. Olivia Holly on deck for Pearl River. 2-1 is your score, top of the 5th. Pitch outside corner. Oh, it was a beauty, but a little too far outside. 2-2 now is the count. You know, we talked about it earlier. I think for the most part, this umpire has been consistent for both teams whenever it comes to calling balls and strikes.
Yeah, as you thought for a second, the strike zone was going to be a little bit tighter, but it looks like it's widened just a bit.
Waiting for the change up there. Ground ball to the shortstop. Throw over is in time. Nicely done by Rachel Sternisha.
That's a terrific pitch there by Olivia Burns because Malone was expecting to get a velocity pitch. Got the off speed. She leaned right over it, was way out in front, got her to ground out. Those are two really good pitches to get Taggart and Malone to start this inning.
So 2 away now here in the top of the 5th, and this is going to bring up Olivia Holly, who is 0 for 2 in the day with a pair of strikeouts. And she will stand in and take that first pitch. Ooh, borderline pitch. Low for a ball.
Yeah, just as you were talking about the consistency of the home plate umpire, huh?
Yeah, my bad. That's on me, ICC family. 1-0 is the count. 2 outs here. Holly at the plate. That pitch inside, missing for a ball. 2-0 now is the count.
That's a good take there by Holly. Pitches on the inside corner of the right-handed hitters have not fared well today for ICC pitching.
Yeah, not giving them close, but that one wasn't close either as that one ran in on the batter. Change up, waited on it, and it's going to get through for a base hit. Nicely done that time on a 2-out hit from Holly. And I'll tell you, that's what it takes. 2-out hits, nice at bats, fouling off some 2-strike pitches, and that's what Pearl River has done today so far here in this contest.
Yeah, really impressed because 2-0 you expect, okay, Burns is going to come with a velocity pitch, and she's going to end up trying to jam Holly, but she throws the changeup, and it looks like Holly was sitting on it and really ripped it through the left side. She got Taggart and Malone with that changeup pitch, but Holly was waiting on it, hammered it left side, extends the inning.
We're going to have a runner come in here for Pearl River. This is going to be number 16, Ashley Terrawelliger. What do you want to call that? That's what you,
Yes.
You're just going to say yes.
Yes.
You're not going to take a stab at it.
No.
All right. Thanks for leaving me hanging on that one there, pal.
We'll do it.
But either way it goes, we do have a new runner in the contest here for Pearl River with 2 outs. That pitch across for a strike. Nice job locating on the fastball.
Well, she's 4 for 4 in stolen bases this year. Something you got to just keep in mind if you're Samantha Conley. Burns got a pretty quick delivery to the plate as well. I don't know that you really want to take a shot here.
That pitch takes the corner for a strike. Looked a little low that time, but 0-2 now is the count. Well, much like Bailey, good job getting ahead, but what can you do with it?
Yeah, this is what's going to be critical is can Olivia minimize the pitch count and can she be aggressive with 2 strikes and get some outs?
So the 0-2 pitch coming, and there's strike 3. Big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there for Olivia Burns. Take a look at that on the Little Caesars instant replay. Boy, what a big-time out there. Got that outside corner that Bailey just couldn't quite get earlier, but that's her first Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game for Burns to end the 5th, or in the top of the 5th, I should say. We're going to take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Well, my name is Alyssa Lipsy, and I really enjoyed coming here because I was financially stable. That was the biggest thing. And then I was close to home, so I wasn't too far from my family. I was in Pontotoc County, so I had that guaranteed tuition. But they offer so many more scholarships, like there's ACT scholarships. I had gotten one because I had a high enough ACT. I was involved in Indian delegation, so that gave me a scholarship. And when I came to ICC, I had support from beginning to end, before orientation up until graduation. It was amazing. I just had that one-on-one with everyone I was involved with and everything I did. And I don't know, it just made me a better Alyssa coming here. I go to Ole Miss without paying a dime out of my pocket just because all the stuff I did here at ICC and all the stuff I got involved in and making connections with my teachers as well as the students that were here and just being open-minded to change. And I mean, I'm not having to owe anybody any money to go to school, so that's pretty amazing. And ICC was able to do that for me in the long run.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to start the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-1 is your score for ICC to be the 7, 8, 9 batters due up. And it's going to be Hannah Williams, Olivia Burns, and Madison Carnes due up here for the Indians. Well, the Indians got to start finding some hits here, Jeremy. Great insight. That pitch across.
Yeah, it is.
Strike.
Look, you're right. And the thing about it though too is that obviously at that point, this juncture of the game, Holly's seen everybody and they've seen her. So now it's a situation where we talk about second time through the lineup. You've seen it now. That's where you got to be able to make that adjustment and capitalize on the mistake pitch.
There's a shot that's going to go foul off the bat of Hannah Williams. See a great crowd over there on the left side of the field. Anticipate a great tournament and a great turnout this weekend. Of course, we talk about it. There's a chance of rain later tonight, maybe early in the morning. If there are any changes, you can visit letsgoicc.com. We've got our tournament central page there. We'll have highlights, recaps, final scores, and more. But if there's any changes to the schedule, we'll also have that there as well. And don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter at letsgoicc. Ground ball, second baseman scoops it up. Easy throw over for the putout of Williams, 4-3 for those of you that may be scoring at home.
I'm just continuing to be so impressed with Holly's ability to and her willingness to pitch inside. I mean, she, for the most part, early on was using kind of going away from some of these right-handed hitters, but especially with the lefties. Childs, she got to swing and a miss on a strikeout. Cox, she got to roll over, and right there, you get another rollover with a left-handed batter. She's been willing to pitch inside, and I think that's been maybe a bit of a surprise to some of these ICC hitters.
That first pitch to Olivia Burns misses outside for a ball. This is Olivia's first at bat. She's batting in place of Joanna Vasquez, who was replaced defensively by Bailey Springfield over at third base when Olivia Burns came in to pitch in the top of the fifth. 1-0 is the count now. As that pitch missing outside, 2-0 now is the count.
Olivia hitting .338 on the year, so obviously you're putting somebody in that can also handle the bat.
So 2-0 is the count. You hear a faint chop in the background from the ICC dugout, trying to rally here, trailing by 1, 2-1 in the bottom of the fifth. That pitch called a strike. That was a carbon copy of the first two pitches. I guess he just wanted to make sure everybody was awake and called that one a strike.
Yeah, that's where too. If you're Holly though, you pitch well enough. Sometimes you're gonna get the extended strike zone, and she's earned that today, at least from the home plate umpire.
So 2-1 is the count, and that one a strike for sure, right down the middle. 2-2 now is the count here on Olivia Burns. Let's give credit where credit's due, man.
Sure.
We've talked about it. Holly has just been lights out today and has kept these Indians bats who have been pretty strong throughout the season. Kind of kept them, capped off.
Yeah, you got to protect here too. You're right. I mean, she's been outstanding. You got to protect too if you're Burns. Anything close, you got to at least hack.
And that pitch is going to be fouled back, so we'll stay at 2-2 with one out here in the bottom of the fifth inning.
But you can just see Depper Schmidt move towards that 6-hole just as the pitch is thrown. That's what I'm talking about. You got to, if you're ICC, you got to say, okay, look, we're not going to be able to go left side unless we get the ball in the air. We've got to try to go middle to right field. And I think that's what they're trying to do. We just can't get the barrel on the ball.
So the 2-2 pitch coming. This pitch fouled out of play, and we'll stay at 2-2. Good job that time. You got to go after those pitches because it could easily be called a strike even if it's off the plate.
That's what I was about to say, too. I mean, Burns, that pitch is obviously away and out of the zone, but if you're Holly, now you're starting to get some of these ICC hitters to reach on pitches out of the zone with two strikes. That's when you know you're really being effective.
2-2 is the count. One out, nobody on. Burns asks for time, and the home plate umpire will give it to her. Remind you, coming up next after the conclusion of this game, roughly about 20 to 30 minutes after the game, will be number 4 Jones County and number 10 East Central in the second game of the evening here in the MACJC tournament. 2-2 pitch, not a bad spot. See if you couldn't get her to chase one that time, but now the count goes full, 3-2.
Good job by Burns. She's able to run the count full. Boy, this would be really big if she can get on base for the Indians. Try to be a base runner, be the tying run for Holly. It's huge to win this battle here.
So the 3-2 pitch coming. And there's a flare, and it's going to get over the head of the second baseman. A big-time hit there for Olivia Burns.
And that pitch is on the outside corner. Burns eliminated the left side of the field, went with it, hammered it in the right center field gap. That's what you've got to do if you're ICC. Holly's been trying to go a little bit more towards the outside corner with right-handed hitters. She's pitching a little bit more inside against the lefties. And that time, Burns with a terrific at-bat to smash that in the right center.
So now this is going to bring up Madison Carnes to the plate. Madison 0 for 1 of the day. She grounded out to the pitcher in her previous at-bat, showing bunt. The corner, or at least first baseman's coming in. Third baseman staying regular depth. Now she'll pull back, shows bunt. and takes it. Ooh, good looking pitch, called a ball. I think even the home plate umpire is a little confused on that play. Well, Jeremy, this is it. For the Indians, you got a runner on first. She does represent the tying run here. You haven't been able to get much going today, but now you got to figure out. You've been here deep enough now. You got to start coming up with some hits.
You do, and you're fixing to roll to the top of the order for the third time, and that's where those players have got to produce.
Carnes fouls that pitch off on the inside. Coach Kirk, a former hacky sack player, able to pop that one up to the third baseman.
How smooth was that?
Pretty good looking.
That was pretty good.
So 1-1 now is the count with one out.
Able to just kick that up. Wesley catch it, saved us about 10 minutes of our lives too.
So waiting the 1-1 offering here from Holly to Carnes. One out and a runner on first. Shows bunt and fouls it off. Well, trying to get the sacrifice bunt laid down there. Couldn't execute it, so now it goes 1-2. Deep in the ball game, execution becomes crucial.
It's absolutely imperative that you get that down if you're going to try to bunt it. Now with 2 strikes, you're going to end up taking that off. You just hope that if you're an ICC fan, Madison Carnes can get a pitch and hit it hard somewhere. If you're Pearl River, this is your holiday. You got to go get Madison Carnes here. Be aggressive here and attack and see if you can get that strikeout.
So winning the 1-2 offering here, Carnes pops it up. Center fielder can't get to it. It's going to drop. Burns going to try to round the bases. And she will not come home, but a big-time clutch hit there for Madison Carnes.
That was another pitch really hammered. You take a look at it here. I said you got to be aggressive and go get her. Well, this pitch is right down the middle of the plate and just burns the center fielder, Cooley, who was playing up. And Carnes doesn't have the look of somebody that can get the power out there. And a good job by Burns to understand the situation, run the bases, get to third, not take that chance. You get the lineup rolling over. Best scoring opportunity of the day for the Indians without the help of a Pearl River mistake defensively. And we'll see if the ICC now finally gets to Holly a little bit. That was really her first big mistake all day, just let that pitch up.
And we will have a break in the action as they're going to meet in the circle here. We'll take the break with them and come back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com. 2-1 your score. Indians threatening here in the bottom of the 5th.
The new extra most bestest pizza from Little Caesars is topped with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for the nation's best price. And now for a secret message. Surrender to the toppings. Incredible! Extra most bestest, the most cheese and most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza, pizza. At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back as ICC trailing 2-1. Runners on second and third with only one out here in the bottom of the 5th, and this is going to be Corey Childs. Corey, man, she has just been a target for strikes today. Everything that Holly has offered to Corey Childs has been called a strike. Matter of fact, Corey 0 for 2 on the day with a pair of looking strikeouts. But if she can come up with a base hit here, boy, it could be big for the Indians as the tying run is at third, go-ahead run is at second. That pitch outside corner. Can't blame her going for that spot as she's been getting it against Childs. 1-1 now is the count here.
That's a pitch you throw. Certainly when you're ahead 0-1, you know Childs is not going to offer it, but you just try to get her to think about the zone expanding, get her to chase. For Childs, she against the lefties, Holly's come in. You have to maybe expect that. Now's a good time to roll over to second base. Anything to the right side of the infield is okay.
That pitch high and inside. 2-1 now is the count.
That's what she tried to do, is pitch it into the inside corner and see if she could get Childs to try and chase that pitch upstairs. 2-1 count now.
Well, Jeremy, this is the first time that Holly has been in a very tense, pressured situation. We'll see how she responds. 2-1 pitch coming. This one fouled straight back into your living room. I almost hate that I switched the camera on contact because you jumped.
I did a little bit, just a little bit. That pitch was really, really coming in, and Childs got just a piece of it. If you're Holly 2-2, everything now has been to the inside corner. If you're Childs, she struck you out twice, looking both on the inside corner. You have to remember that. She's not been afraid to go inside.
So the 2-2 pitch coming with one out. Corey pops this one up. Left field, they're going to see. And the throw, just a great play that time by the catcher to keep that one. If she doesn't make that leaping catch, there's a chance that the run scores. So let's give credit to Taylor that time to come up and make the play.
Alyssa Easton was outstanding there in being able to obviously make that catch there. But boy, if you're a child, you hit the ball right there on the screws, but then a great throw out there in left field just hit not deep enough or soft enough to give Burns a chance to come home. So that's disappointing there if your child's not able to advance the runners, but you get your best hitter average-wise at the plate now with a chance to drive in two. Got to come down, you talked about it, to being able to come up with a big key 2-out hit. You got to have it here.
Sullivan at the plate, takes that first pitch for a strike. There's 2 outs in the inning. Runners at second and third. The tying run is at third. This is, the second time that the Indians have had a runner at third base where they're able to cash in on them. Meg Sullivan at the plate. 0-1 is the count. 2 outs. Sullivan, 1 for 2 in the afternoon. Meg takes that pitch, ball gets away. Great job by Taylor. She saw the ball was going to be in the dirt, just basically laid out in front of that one, blocked it in front of her to keep the runner over at third base.
She's been terrific. You mentioned it. We talked about it earlier in the game. Sometimes we don't talk about that as much, but obviously critical when you get runners in scoring position to stop balls in the dirt.
So 1-1 is the count here to Meg Sullivan. Sullivan looks at that pitch, paints the outside corner for a strike. 1-2 now is the count. Boy, let's give Holly credit. She was rattled a little bit earlier in the previous at-bat, got that second out, and has really calmed down.
That was a great pitch on the outside corner. I think Sullivan just gave up on it. Now 1-2. Can throw anything here if you're Holly.
So waiting the 1-2 offering here from Olivia Holly. Pitch coming. Up the middle, that's going to go for a base hit. 1 run will score. The Indians are going to ask for 2, and they'll get it. Big time clutch hit there for Meg Sullivan.
Well, you talked about 2-out hits, and that's a key right there. Sullivan gets a pitch over the heart of the plate, 1-2. Again, Holly just missed her spot, a little bit like Madison Carnes. Pitch is a little bit down, not a bad pitch, but definitely missed her spot. And Sullivan, who's been great all year, comes in hitting .422, ends up hammering that pitch right back up the box, and the Indians finally get to Holly a little bit, take the lead, and now we may potentially get some sort of a pitching change. We'll see in a second, but boy, Holly was absolutely terrific, and unfortunately just ran into, eventually this lineup was going to make some noise, and they did, and unfortunately for Holly, she ends up just leaving, giving up the lead.
Big time clutch 2-out hit there by Meg Sullivan to push across 2 runs. ICC leads it 3-2. We do have a new pitcher in the contest. This is going to be number 24 coming into the contest. Dallas Blaker coming in. And Jeremy, I know you got some of those Sonic stats there on Blaker.
Yeah, Blaker on the year. This will be her 30th appearance. She is 6-2 on the season. 90 and a third innings pitched. 115 hits, 78 runs, 59 earned. 51 walks, 25 strikeouts. That's certainly upside down from where you want it to be. She's given up 10 home runs on the year with a 4.57 ERA. So she's going to be facing a really tough lineup, and a lineup that seems to have finally woken up a little bit. And so a bit of a danger time here if you're Pearl River. Looking forward to this lineup now as we mentioned, now to the heart of it. We just talked about with Meg Sullivan. You got Conley, Piper potentially coming up in this inning as well if the Indians can get to her. But if you're ICC, certainly the approach is not going to change, even though the pitcher is going to be a little bit different.
Runner goes. The throw will not be in time. A stolen base there for Meg Sullivan, as Meg, as I said, deceiving speed by Meg, as she was able to scamper down to second in quite the hurry.
19 for 21 now in stolen base attempts on the season.
Boy, a base hit could be big here for the Indians if they can pick up another insurance run. That pitch a beauty. That one almost had a weird little break where it kind of broke away and then tailed right back in for Blaker. 1-1 now is the count.
It had some real great movement, no question about that.
Conley 1 for 2 on the day. She did have a single and scored a run. Swings on this one, deep fly ball, left field. Does it have a chance? Right field, excuse me, it does! Samantha Conley Her first home run of her career, I believe. And it's a big one.
That ball was absolutely hammered. Blaker comes middle in, and Conley ends up taking that pitch and just absolutely crushes it to deep right center. That's the 11th home run Blaker's given up on the season. She certainly, looked pretty good as first two pitches, but made a mistake, and Conley been really good all year. Just ends up hammering it, and now all of a sudden this has become a big-time inning for the Indians.
The first home run of the year for the freshman, and it comes at a big time as that pitch across for a strike. Boy, that was a no-doubter right there off the bat of Sam Conley.
There was, no question. We've had 2 home runs in this ball game, and both of them were gone off the bat.
Piper rips one, but this one goes foul down the left field line. She hit it so hard, I thought she hit the left field when it went to right field.
Yeah, I think at that point there's a lot of people around us, a lot of people down below us making a lot of noise, and that can get you.
I got disoriented.
Yeah, that can mess you up a little bit, but no question, that pitch inside corner, left-handed hitter, and just got the barrel out of it and absolutely hammered it.
And then Piper is going to line one out to center field, and the Pearl River gets out of the inning, but not before the Indians have a big 4-run inning, and the big damage done there with those Itawamba County Farm Bureau insurance runs being brought to you by your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox. Boy, what a big inning there, Jeremy, for the Indians. 5-2. We talked about this. ICC bats, they got some pop in them. How long can you weather the storm? It took ICC 5 innings, but they were finally to get it up and going.
They did, and obviously it got to Holly first, and she made a couple of mistakes in terms of her location, and the Indians were able to really get some big hits. It looked like Childs' ball was going to be deep down the left field line, but it hit right to the left fielder, and then all of a sudden you're thinking, well, maybe Indians don't get anything out of it, but Meg Sullivan takes a 1-2 pitch that's just a mistake pitch. She's able to rip it back up the box. Then you get into that Pearl River bullpen, which is just not as stable perhaps as ICC or anybody else in this tournament, quite frankly. And then suddenly, the talent of that lineup, I mean, obviously, Conley's home run was hammered. And don't forget about the next at bat, we're talking about Mackenzie Piper. She missed a double by about 5 feet down the left field line as well, and she hit that ball pretty hard, too. So perhaps they're locked in a little bit. Couldn't have come at a better time, and now you hope for Olivia Burns for ICC can shut the door. If you're Pearl River, I think the offense approach, you stay the same. It's been good all day. You just got to get some people on base and keep that same approach. You got to get it back around eventually to Taggart and Malone.
So it'll be the 7, 8, 9 batters due up here for Pearl River, Taylor, Wesley, and Easton. We do have a choice bond position change out in left field. That is Haley Reed, better known as Boots, out there in left field. She enters here in the top of the 6th as she will replace Hannah Williams out there in left field. So Jeremy, right now if you're ICC, a lot of emotions. You do got to contain those right now and take care of business.
Yeah, it starts in the circle to Olivia Burns. She's got to be able to calm down and pitch and relax and forget about the score. Just throw strikes and attack these hitters, and certainly the defense has got to help her behind her.
And this pitch fouled off for strike 1. This is Taylor at the plate. She had a sacrifice bunt in her first at bat, struck out looking to end the 3rd. She'll be leading us off here and facing Olivia Burns. Olivia Burns has given up 1 hit and has struck out 1. And Samantha's dad just texted me as there's a ground ball back to the pitcher. Throw over is in time. We also do have another position change as that's Shelby Newsom now over at first base for the Indians.
Number 1, Destiny Wesley.
So that's you want to do if you're Olivia Burns. You want to come in, attack, throw strikes, and end up letting your defense help you, or in that case, help yourself and get off the circle and be able to make a throw. You get to the bottom of this order, and that's what you have to be aggressive and attack, and then you can certainly try to manage as we get to the top of the 7th inning.
And so 1 out now. And this is going to be Wesley at the plate. She flew out to left field in her previous at-bat. Takes that pitch for a strike. She also struck out. That was back in the 2nd inning. The second out of the 2nd inning. She's playing third base. She's played pretty well, except for that 1 throwing error she has. But she's been pretty solid over at third base this afternoon.
They made some terrific plays. No question. That's really quality at-bats.
Waited on that one. A slow roller right back to Burns. Tosses it over. back-to-back putouts now, 1-3 for those of you that might be scoring at home.
And that's another situation where Burns is getting these handers out in front on that changeup. They're sitting on the fastball. They get that changeup, and they can't wait on it. They don't even give up on it. Come with it, and you roll over, and that's what's happened the first two at bats. She did that with Taggart Malone back in the 6th inning as well, or excuse me, the 5th inning as well.
So now with 2 outs, this is going to be the number 9 batter, Easton, coming to the plate. She's been a tough out today. She's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. She did advance on the throw in her first at bat to be left stranded back in the 2nd. So Easton will dig in and try to extend this inning, but Olivia Burns is just filling it up right now.
That's what you have to do, be aggressive and throw strikes. And this is going to be her game now, no question about it. She's going to be the one to carry them all the way through. And you really need to get Easton here so you start the top of the order with nobody on base.
That pitch inside for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. We do want to remind you of one of our other sponsors, Legend Sports Grill. They're helping out with the hospitality tent. They're located just right down the street from us here on campus. That's Legend Sports Grill. The best food, the coldest drinks in town. 8 television, 9 billiards tables. As that pitch across for a strike, 1-2 now is the count.
Good pitch on the outside corner. Had some late movement, just tailing away. A lot of velocity as well. I'm not sure Easton's ever going to be doing anything with it.
So 1-2 now is the count. The Indians looking for a rare 3-up, 3-down inning out of Pearl River. 1-2 pitch coming. And nice job fouling that one off to keep that bat alive here by Easton. I've been very impressed with her approach at the plate today. Really from everybody from Pearl River, but Easton, she's battle.
Yeah, they have, especially with 2 strikes. I mean, they really did a good job against Bailey Springfield. Just really frustrated her a lot, got her pitch count up, just fouled a lot of pitches off, and then were able to wait until they got the pitch they wanted to put it in play. Olivia Burns is going to have to find a good pitch here.
Oh, and there it was, but called a ball. So 2-2 now is the count with 2 outs. Jones County starting to get loose out there in right field. They'll take on East Central. That game's scheduled for 6 o'clock. Not going to happen at 6. 2-2 pitch, ground ball, shortstop. Sternisha going to have to hurry, throw over. Great stretch by Shelby Newsom to get the final out of the inning. So finally the Indians get a 3-up, 3-down inning there, 6-3 for those of you that may be scoring at home. We'll move to the bottom of the 6th. Thanks to Scott's Baby Girl, ICC takes a 5-2 lead. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Cagle Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's Tailgate 101.
And welcome back to action. The home plate umpire giving us a little bit extra time here. Usually you can't get into commercial breaks, but because we got in 3 there, and are we going to have a pitching change? And it appears we are. So we will have a Choice Pond pitching change as a new pitcher enters the game here for East Central. This is going to be number 21 coming into the game to pitch for, and that's going to be Riley Swiley. So Riley Swilly will come into pitch. Let's hear from Choice Pond. We'll take a look at some Sonic stats on her when we come back.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Oh, yeah. There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those 2 guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I think for eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
For a limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
Number 30, Macy Cox.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for the bottom of the 6th inning. ICC gets 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th, then a 3-up, 3-down inning in the top of the 6th. ICC would love to pick up some more insurance runs here. They lead it by 3, 5-2 here in the first game of the MACJC tournament. Adam Gore, Jeremy Kennedy bringing this action here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. This is Swiley? Swilly. Sampson, Swanson, Swilly.
There you go. Yes.
Tell us about some of those Sonic stats.
So for Riley this year, making her 23rd appearance, 2-3 on the season. She does have 3 saves, 77 2/3 innings pitched, 86 hits, 8 runs, 42 earned, 37 walks, 29 strikeouts. She's given up 4 home runs on the year and a 3.79 ERA. So that bullpen we talked about a little bit shaky for Pearl River. Blaker and Swilly both with significantly more walks given up than strikeouts earned. And that's a bad, bad thing when you're facing this ICC lineup.
Macy with a line drive. Nice play over at third base. The throw in the dirt, but a good scoop across the way to get the first out of the game. Man, we talked about her in her bat. Destiny Wesley, she's had to play tough. Third base on this level is tough no matter who you are.
That was as good as it gets. That ball was rocking to third base. Wesley able to stay down on it, make the play. And then a really good job by Malone to pick her up on the opposite side of the infield to get the out. As that pitch was left in the strike zone. And that's certainly a situation where if you're Pearl River, got to get some outs and keep this ICC offense where they are. We've got the top of the order coming up in the 7th. 3 runs down. Anything more than that, you start to feel like it perhaps could be a little more insurmountable.
So Bailey Springfield on the day 0 for 2. She grounded out to second to end the 4th. And her previous at bat takes that first pitch low for a ball. 1-0 now is the count with 1 out. That pitch in the dirt. 2-0 now goes the count. Well, the clouds starting to move back into the area after the sun peaked out. For us, I'm going to be honest with you, Jeremy, that's a blessing because usually whenever I'm broadcasting here in the ICC Foundation broadcast booth, the sun's out. I got my arms upside down working on my tan because it gets hot in a hurry.
It does. I've been here a handful of times, broadcasting, and you're right here in this booth, and you're right. It can get a little toasty in here, no doubt.
Yeah, so that could be the good Lord shining down on us with these clouds tonight. As long as the rain hangs out and don't just do too much damage overnight. Of course, we do have a tarp to be able to tarp the infield. Any changes, they'll be on Let's Go ICC on Twitter. And there's ball 4, Bailey Springfield. Nice at bat, patient that time to draw the walk.
Go ahead, Bailey. It's been an interesting day for her. 4 innings in the circle, gave up a couple of runs. Didn't have her best stuff, but was still good enough to keep her team in it. Now gets over there at first base and becomes a base runner. She's got some good speed over there as well.
Now this is going to be Haley Reed, also known as Boots. And Jeremy, in case you don't know the story, why they call her Boots, really surprised she's not wearing boots right now. No matter rain, shine, at the beach, wherever she is, when she's not playing softball, she's wearing boots. And she tried to poke at that bunt there, pulls back and takes it for a ball.
If we're going to get a nickname, might as well be something like that.
Yeah, that's true. Could be a lot worse.
No question.
Not going to go over any of our nicknames back in high school. I was going to say that, but man, that makes me feel old because you worked with me back when you were in high school.
That is true. Well, it's early college.
Yeah, early college. It was Ryan.
Yes.
Yeah, Ryan. As that pitch missing for a ball, 2-0. Sorry for that trip down memory lane. There is a softball game going on right now. 2-0 is the count here to Haley Reed. She's batting in place of Hannah Williams. Take a look at some stats on Haley. She doesn't get a whole lot of at-bats in the year. This is only her 8th at-bat. She is used a lot as a courtesy runner. She's scored 10 times on the year. So 2-0 is the count with 1 out and a runner on first. Boots squares the bunt, pulls back and takes that one for ball 3. Good eye by Boots.
Obviously in there too from a defensive standpoint, and that is something too that you can't put a price tag on, is to be able to put some people out there in the outfield late in games you really trust.
Well, she is most definitely a go-getter, and she is a bulldog mentality when she is on the field. And time is taken here by Pearl River wanting to discuss the situation here. Do they want to go ahead and put her on, see if you can get to at least the force, maybe set up a double play? 3-0 is the count here, so Swilly struggling against Boots to start this at bat in her her third batter.
Yeah, I think also, too, you're trying to figure out what happens if it's a strike and it's a hit and run. Who covers which base, where you want to go with it. You make sure everybody's got a base covered. Because you got Springfield over there at first base, as we talked about. She's got some speed, not great stolen bases. I mean, she's 2 for 2 on the year, so that's not really it. But she's got deceptive speed. You could go a hit and run here, but if you're Pearl River, you've got to first try to throw this thing in the strike zone and force some action at the plate.
So Boots will dig in. 3-0 is the count. 1 out and a runner at first in Bailey Springfield, who just drew a walk. Boots trying to do the same. Pulls back, takes that for a strike the whole way that time. 3-1 now is the count.
Now the real cat and mouse game begins. You go 3-1 count, swing away, take all the way. You can bunt, you can hit and run. A lot you have to defend if you're Pearl River.
So winning the 3-1 offering here to Boots. In the dirt, and that's ball 4. So good at bat that time by Boots to be able to get on and put runners on first and second now for the Indians with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
And now, as you mentioned, now you're going to get a little deeper into that lineup, but this is still a lineup that can really hit. And if you're Pearl River, the only chance you've got at this point is to keep this at a 5-2 game. You can't really allow the Indians to put up any more runs in this one.
Of course, Olivia Burns, she scored a run in her last at bat. It was her only at bat of the game. Takes that pitch for a strike. Now Olivia came in. She is in line for the win now if the Indians can find a way to hold on for the victory. And Jeremy, just to talk about how the pitching has been this year, she'll tie for the most wins in a regular season with Bailey Springfield. And she is hit by a pitch.
And that's what we talked about. You mentioned the pitching, and that was something you look over these stats and you follow ICC this year. You get that 1-2 combination in the circle, you're really, really good, and that's what they've got. And now you got a chance if you're ICC to really blow this open. And that's what we mentioned is that Pearl River bullpen has just not been as reliable this year as you'd like. They certainly have done their best at times and been good at times, but they just haven't been able to be as consistent. This lineup obviously hurts you at times, and boy, a chance for the Indians to really blow this thing open and put it away in the 6th.
Yeah, Madison Carnes got a double over the head of the center fielder in her last at bat, scored a run, takes that pitch across for a strike. 0-1 now is the count. Of course, we talk about Bailey as also Carly Mills, who is on top of that with the all-time wins at 19. Carly actually at the game today came up and spoke to us before the start of today's contest. About 4 or 5 former Indians here at the ballpark to cheer on ICC. That pitch, don't know where that one missed. 1-1 now is the count. Good looking pitch there. Well, that's one thing we talked about, Jeremy. You and I talked about it during the break. Madison's one of those that she don't really hit for power consistently, but does have the ability to put the pop on the ball.
Yeah, she absolutely hammered that double in the 5th inning that really got everything going and put 2 runners in scoring position. The mistake pitched by Holly. Cooley, the center fielder, was playing a little bit up, and off the bat, you felt like that thing had a chance to get over her head, and it did. And as we talked about, got everything going, and it was the lead for the 4-run inning.
1-2 now is the count to Carnes after that foul ball. Pitch coming up high. 2-2 now is the count. Bases full of Indians. Nowhere to put her here. 2-2 is the count with 1 out. Boy, the Indians would love to get that merry-go-round spinning here in the bottom of the 6th. Pick up some more of those Joey Cox insurance runs. 2-2 now is the count. And Carnes swings and misses for strike 3. That's a big strikeout. Tossed down to third. Was not in time. So a big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout. That time for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, Swilly goes away. Pulled the string just a bit. Madison Carnes couldn't lay off. You're right, it is a big out. ICC had a chance to basically put this thing away. Pearl River trying to keep it as close as 3. Get themselves a chance at the top of the order in the 7th.
That pitch breaking away and missing outside. Corey Childs at the plate. She's 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. So to say that anybody is due, Corey Childs would be that individual.
No question about it. If you look at it too, she comes into this ballgame only 13 strikeouts on the season. 3 today though.
That pitch.
Or I should say a couple today.
Yeah, 2 today, but
and then obviously hit that really hard line drive the last time up.
Shelby Newsom is on deck, batting in spot of Meg Sullivan. Remind you, stay tuned. We'll have the Renaissance Bank postgame report where we'll have our Sonic stats along with our Legend Sports Grill Legend of the Game. Beautiful pitch, just zipped it right through that time. Corey taking the whole way. 2-1 now is the count. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bases loaded here for the Indians. ICC needing to get another clutch 2-out hit here. That pitch missing up high. 3-1 now goes the count. Well, I say get a clutch 2-out hit. Bases loaded walk would work just as well.
Yeah, at this point, if you're Child, just get on base any way you can. You'll push a run across.
So awaiting the 3-1 offering here from Pearl River. And that one didn't hit her. It did. And so that will push the run across. And a big run there as ICC now goes up by 4.
Gets her 10th run batted in of the season the hard way, but gets it in there nonetheless. And now at 6-2.
Number 22.
Yeah, the one thing if you're ICC is you now a Grand Slam doesn't beat you. A Grand Slam only ties it if that's the case. And you've got Shelby Newsom who's up, and she's got a chance to get a big hit. And also, too, just add to this and blow the game open.
Well, the Pearl River coach wanted to come out and say, did she commit to the swing before it hit her? The umpire just basically explained it. She nodded her head and went back to the dugout. Doesn't hurt to ask.
Absolutely not, because at first I wasn't sure either. I didn't. My first inclination was that it may have hit the bat and been foul, but home plate umpire was demonstrative, said it hit her. No real argument from Taylor, the catcher, or from Swilly out there in the circle either, so probably a pretty good call.
So this is Shelby Newsom at the plate, her first at bat of the day. She can hit for some power now. Bases loaded with 2 outs. 1 run is already scored. This one's going to be popped up. Left fielder, shortstop. No! Tough play there. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score, and a clutch hit there from Newsom. Well, you saw it there, Jeremy. You got to give her a hit. That was a tough play by the shortstop. But 2 more runs come across for the Indians, and ICC has opened this thing up late.
Yeah, Newsom got just enough of it. I thought Deborah Schmidt did a great job, showed great effort, and I thought she was going to make a tremendous catch and had it. It just popped out of her glove right when she went to the ground, and that's probably going to be the kill shot. You look at this ICC offense, 3 zeros in the first 3 innings, and then you get 8 runs in the last 3, not done yet. This offense finally coming alive, and well, those walks and some of those base hits really kind of hurt you. And if you're the bullpen, you got to come in and shut it down. Unfortunately, just haven't been able to do so today.
Well, last time we saw Samantha Conley at the plate, she parked one deep out there in right field. She does that here to be ball game. That pitch right down Broadway for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. Remind you, coming up next after the conclusion of this game will be Jones at East Central in the second and last game of day 1 here. Winner will advance to the first game of the day tomorrow at scheduled for 1 o'clock. That pitch outside corner, good for a strike. 1-2 now is the count. Losers will play at 3 in an elimination game. The winner of that elimination game will go on for the 5 o'clock game, which will be the second elimination game of the day.
Got it.
Got it.
Got all that.
And then the championship game will be at 1 o'clock Sunday. And this pitch popped up and going to be recorded for the out there. So good job by Pearl River, though. Let's give some credit. The Indians loaded the bases there. Could have really blown open that contest, but ICC does get 3 runs to take this 8-2 lead, Jeremy. We're heading out to the top of the 7th. ICC, you're 3 outs away.
Yeah, if you're Olivia Burns now, you obviously were part of the help, and you end up making it a 6-run game now. It's the top of the order. I know they've been good today, but you got to be aggressive. You got to be attack and throw strikes and move on after really struggling offensively for 4 innings.
We're going to take a break and hear a word from Little Caesars. We'll be back with more right after this. ICC leads it 8-2 heading to the 7th.
I could get the extra most bestest with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for $6. Or I could get a pizza with less toppings for more money.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 8-2 is your score. ICC rallying late to possibly win this one. This one not over with yet. But I tell you what, Pearl River, they've got a pretty big hill to climb here.
This would be a monumental comeback for sure if they can play 6 or more runs in this inning and at least get this to the bottom of the 7th. But certainly you never know. And if it burns, that's why you have to make sure that you end up making the pitches and staying focused. It'd be real easy to just kind of fall to the wayside, so to speak. You got to make sure that you're in good shape, and you do that, you'll be moving on.
So it'll be the 1-2-3 batters up: Cooley, Depperschmidt, and Taggart for Pearl River. That first pitch, a beauty, but a little bit too far outside for the umpire's liking. Ball 1 is the call. Cooley 0 for 3 on the day with a pair of groundouts to the pitcher and a strikeout swinging to start the contest. That pitch missing up and high for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. We've crossed the 6 o'clock hour. We do want to welcome those that may be watching here, expecting to see the start of the East Central and Jones County game. Stay with us. We'll have the Renaissance Bank postgame report coming your way next, along with some Little Caesars highlights, some Sonic stats. I'll be naming our legends. Sports Grill legend of the game is that pitch across for a strike. And the count goes 2-1 here to Anna Grace Cooley.
One of the things you worry about with pitchers sometimes when their team scores a bunch of runs, they're not in as much rhythm to come out to start the next inning. And Burns fell behind 2-0. Now she gets it back 2-2. And if you're ICC, you got to be really good behind her defensively. Don't want to give away any free outs and just prolong this game any more than you have to.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs as Cooley is leading us off here in the top of the 7th inning. ICC has rallied to take an 8-2 lead here after trailing 2-0 as early as the 3rd. That pitch missing outside corner. 3-2 now is the count.
It's a great location if you're Olivia Burns. I think if you live there all day, you probably get that call at least 2 out of every 3 pitches. It's a tough pitch to take.
So 3-2 pitch coming, ground ball, and it's going to get past the diving third baseman. And the throw is going to get away. And so now that's going to allow the runner to go to third. Is it going to score a run? No, they're going to hold it at third base. And so that will be or what do they call it? They call it a foul ball?
Oh, my.
Oh, wow. That looked to be a fair ball. It's too far back for me to be able to hit the replay.
Yeah, I thought the ball hit the bag.
I did too. So, boy, you talk about a big-time break there for the Indians.
Signal was slow.
That is a huge, huge break for ICC because you're looking at it being third base, nobody out.
Well, I wondered why they didn't try to score the run because the ball was not picked up yet by the time she got to third. And now it's a ground ball. Third baseman Springfield gets it, tosses it over in time for the putout. So, wow, you go from a possible run scored, or at least at worst a runner at third base, turns into a 6-3 putout of Cooley to start the inning.
Boy, that's really tough, as we talked about for the Wildcats. But if you're Olivia Burns, you get a reprieve, and you end up taking advantage of it. And that's what you have to do. And a good throw by Bailey Springfield.
So now this is going to bring up Depperschmidt, who is 0 for 3 on the day. Change up, and it's across for a strike. And I think the biggest concern on that was it wasn't an instant foul ball call. It was a very slow reaction to the play.
I never saw a foul ball call.
I didn't either. That's the reason why I was wondering why she was just kind of lumbering down the line. Is that pitch across? Where has the strike zone gone? 1-1 now is the count.
This is what we talked about. Early on, we thought it was going to be maybe a little bit more tight on the corners, then it expanded to the middle innings, and now it's become a little tighter in the 7th inning.
Umpires getting paid by the hour.
By the pitch, by the hour.
And that pitch across for a strike. 1-2 now is the count here on Depperschmidt. 1 out. We're in the top of the 7th. ICC trying to advance to the winner's bracket of the tournament. Not only that, but also host the Region 23 tournament with a win. Is that pitch a change-up? Not a bad spot to miss if you couldn't get her to chase one that fell off the table a bit too soon.
I've been really impressed with Depperschmidt at shortstop today. They put a lot on her. They forced her to move around right before the pitch. She's made some really nice plays today. Almost made a spectacular catch in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Ground ball to the shortstop. That's Sternisha. Picks it up, throws it over, and the ball just in and out of the glove of the first baseman. Good diving effort that time. Call that an E1 on the play?
I would go E6, actually.
E6.
I thought Sternisha, her throw pulled Newsom off the bag a little bit. Perhaps she's looking at Depperschmidt and understanding how fast she moves down the line. But I also thought, too, she needed to come attack that ball. She let it come to her, and that gave Depperschmidt some more time down the right field line, down the first base line.
So the E6 on the play will put the runner at first with only 1 out in the inning, and this is going to be Taggart coming to the plate. She's 1 for 2 on the day with a walk. That pitch across for a strike. Well, do you roll the dice? I mean, I guess really you don't in this situation.
Run means nothing.
Yeah, run means nothing here. You don't want to get the out on the base pass. This pitch fouled straight back into your living room. 0-2 now is the count to Taggart, the DP. She singled, scored a run on that 2-run home run back in the 3rd off the bat of Malone, who is on deck right now. That's what you want to do. You want to get as many people on the base when Malone comes to the bat. So 1 out, 0-2 is the count. Pitch coming. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Big time Renaissance Bank strikeout there. 2nd out of the inning. Now ICC 1 out away.
Well, that's a really big time pitch there by Burns. She goes middle away. Taggart's had a good afternoon. Just could not catch up to that. Been really impressed with Burns coming in, throwing some heat out of that bullpen.
Now here comes Malone, who has been a tough out today. Takes that first pitch, a fastball for a strike. She's seen a lot of off-speed pitches from Burns in her last at-bat against her. Grounded out to the shortstop. Got a fastball to start it there.
Yeah, you're going to be really careful if you're Burns. You're not going to probably give her much to hit down the middle.
That pitch missing inside here, and a few oohs and ahs out of the ICC faithful. Good call, though.
Yeah, I think that one was a little inside.
1-1 now is the count here on Malone, the first baseman. She's 2 for 3 on the day with a single, a 2-run home run, and obviously a run scored. Pitch popped up. Newsom giving chase and can't get to it as it just bounces off the fencing over there at the first base dugout. Good hustle not only by Newsom but also Conley to get over there and try to get that 3rd out to end the contest, but instead Malone will have a new life here with a 1-1 count.
Yeah, angle's a little bit weird. You think, okay, well, the first base side is...
Actually, should that not be 1-2?
Yes.
The umpire, though, showed 1-1. Ground ball, pulls it foul. Now it's 1-2 either way.
1-2 regardless. But I was going to say, you look at the foul territory and you think, okay, well, first base side, it's going to close out. But there's a lot more room than it looks like over there because of the way it's angled.
Recently renovated ICC softball complex. They did move those dugouts back, and that has come into play a couple of times this year. So 1-2 is the count here to Malone. Waiting the 1-2 pitch. Change up, waited on it, and that's going to be a hit up the middle. They're going to ask the runner to go to 3rd, and they're going to hold her there and just leave the runner over at first. A clutch hit there off the bat of Malone to extend the contest.
Boy, it's just so impressive with watching her hit. I mean, she waited back on that. Got the pitch middle away, didn't try to do too much, slapped it right side, and fortunately for her, she kept her hands in. If she gets her hands out front, she probably rolls over on that, but able to hit it beautifully in right center field gap. It's not going to hurt the Indians that much, but just a really good piece of hitting.
So now this is going to bring up a runner coming into this situation for Malone. This is going to be number 5 coming in to run.
Needed McLeod.
McLeod coming in to run. And then we still have Holly coming to bat
And to the plate is number 21, Riley Swinney.
So the new pitcher actually coming in. There we go. You'll figure it out, second door. Swilly coming into bat with 2 outs. Runners on the corners here for Pearl River. 8-2 is the score with 2 outs here in the inning. As you said, that run at third don't necessarily hurt you, but if you're ICC, you don't want to kind of take your foot off the gas.
No, you want to be able to close this thing out pretty quickly and get off the field and hang out the rest of the day.
That pitch inside corner for a strike. 0-1 now is the count here to Swilly. So 0-1 is the count, 2 outs. That pitch hangs up high, 1-1 now is the count. Runners on the corners here for Pearl River. 8-2 is your score. Top of the 7th with 2 outs, 1-1 is the count here. Burns trying to pick up her 19th win of the season. Coming in relief of Bailey Springfield. Fastball that just could not see it. If you can't see it, you can't hit it. And just zip that one past her.
They had a lot of velocity. I mean, Olivia Burns has been so impressive. She got really good stuff. It's comparable to Bailey a little bit. I think maybe Olivia perhaps just controls her pitches a little bit better.
So the 1-2 pitch coming, and this one foul back, and we'll do it all over again. 1-2, 2 outs, top of the 7th, ICC with an 8-2 lead. Trying to hold on and rally to advance to the winner's bracket of this tournament. They'll get the winner between Jones and East Central, which will be coming your way next. That pitch hangs up high, 2-2 now is the count. Well, you can just feel the tension in the air right now. You can almost cut it with a knife. As ICC fans want this thing to get over with, Pearl River fans wanting to spark a rally. 2 outs, top of the 7th. 2-2 is the count. Runners on the corner, pitch coming. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Big time Renaissance Bank strikeout to end it there for Olivia Burns. And ICC picks up the Game 1 win here by the final score of 8-2. And Jeremy, what a ball game it was for ICC.
It was. Obviously some struggles at the plate early. Bailey Springfield was good. Didn't have her best stuff. And credit Pearl River for some really quality at-bats. And then the offense came alive. That huge 4-run 5th inning. And then obviously able to add on the 3 runs. But Olivia Burns, I thought, was outstanding coming in, getting the last 6 outs. Really kept Pearl River off balance, and right there, good change up at the very end of the game to get Swilly to swing and miss. It's been a really good season all year. Good team picking up win number 40 on the year now, and obviously had a chance to play next weekend as well. But a good win after not playing as well early, and if you're Pearl River, backs are definitely against the wall now.
First time in ICC history that they pick up 40 wins on a season. We're going to take a break and come back with the Renaissance Bank postgame report right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com. A great show of sportsmanship there around the circle. ICC wins it 8-2. Back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
What's better than waiting in line at the bank? Literally everything. Renaissance Bank's mobile check deposit lets you take care of checks wherever you want. Click on Deposit Check in the Renaissance mobile app. Read and hit Continue on the bottom of the notice page. Sign it. Write your name, account number, and for mobile deposit only on the back. Photograph it, front and back, so we know it's real. Type in the amount, choose the account to deposit into, click Continue, and go on your way. You'll receive an email that is being processed, but hold on to the hard copy until the check clears, and then rip it up and throw it away. So what are you waiting for? Download the Renaissance mobile banking app and make waiting in line a thing of the past. Check, phone, check. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
the more I studied, the more I looked into it, I realized all the possibilities and all the opportunities that presented itself for me at ICC. Because in high school, I was really involved. So when I got here, I plugged myself in. I got an Indian delegation, SGA, I'm an RA, and now I have more opportunities and a brighter future because of ICC, and I'm greatly thankful for ICC.
And welcome back to the Renaissance Bank postgame report. Adam Gore now being joined in the ICC Foundation broadcast booth by Coach Kirk. And Coach, exciting, good rally there for the Lady Indians. They come back to score 8 unanswered after falling back behind 8-2. Just talk about the game.
I mean, it's been the same thing all year right there. I mean, you know it's going to be a battle. Pearl River, always tough. This came out excited, had a lot of momentum, and I was telling our kids earlier, we were hitting some balls on the barrel, and they were catching every break. I mean, they're in first inning. Piper hits a missile back at the pitcher, tips off her glove, goes to the shortstop, throws her out. They turn an awesome double play, and then they make one mistake, and we took advantage and got that one run, and you could kind of see our bunch just kind of take a deep breath right there. They just took a deep breath, and then, my goodness, 8 unanswered runs against that team is outstanding.
Absolutely, and of course, big win there. You advance on to the winners bracket, secures that you will host the region tournament next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday for sure now. But that's on down the line. We got more to worry about here, Coach. Let's talk about it. I mean, it was a great outing by Holly to start the contest. Defense was well behind her. She kept her bats quiet. Then we finally were able to break through on that error to get that run, and then we picked up 2 RBIs on by Meg Sullivan on a single. You gotta give your tip of the cap to Meg. She's battling through a injured shoulder, coming through clutch with 2 hits on the afternoon.
That's exactly right. I mean, that Meg is a lot of people don't realize wearing a shoulder brace like a football player because her shoulder keeps popping out of place under her uniform. And I mean, Holly's a sophomore pitcher. We knew she was going to come in and battle. She's had a hard time getting through the 5th inning lately, so we knew if we could just keep grinding out some at-bats. And, you know, one of our game plan, too, was not let, Milon beat us. And, I mean, she ran into one there against Bailey. Bailey wasn't the sharpest that she's been. She didn't pitch terrible, but, I mean, Pearl River's been hot lately, and we knew they were going to swing the bats, and they came in very focused. Coach White did a great job having her kids focused, just ready, just in a zone. And then, like I said, they give us that chance, we get that one run, and then Meg, I mean, 2-strike approach, and that's what we've done all year. We've got 2 out, 2 strike out hits, and she just opened it up right there for us. And then Sam Conley, first career home run. I mean, what a great time for that to happen with a change of a pitcher who a lot of people don't realize he gave us a lot of fits. She threw in both games at Pearl River, and we did not hit Blacker at all. So when we came out, and she came in, and Sam got the big hit for us, that was just outstanding. And then Piper hit a hard line drive at the end of the inning, and then we extended it in the bottom 6, and they got kind of in a bind with pitching wise. I knew Swilly was going to stay, and she was struggling a little bit. Got a lot of talent, very talented young pitcher, and they were going to stay with her. And, you know, we worked some at bats and got some just extended the game like we wanted to.
And Coach, you talk about Bailey not being the best, but Olivia coming in pitching outstanding. Did Olivia? She only scattered 2 hits, no run. She struck out 3, got that big swinging strikeout to win the ball game. Now here's an interesting stat. We talked about it last week. Bailey tied with Carly Mills, who was here today, for the all-time wins mark at 19 wins. Well, guess what? Your number 2 pitcher moved into that spot today as well.
I was talking about that on the radio yesterday. It's outstanding to have the 2 pitchers. Me and Bailey were at a meeting today, and we're actually talking about her future with schools and stuff. She's got a big decision to make there. Somebody's going to get a great pitcher and just outstanding person. And they've been so dominant, both of them, that we ain't been able to mix and match in a lot of games. You know, Olivia went through some growing pains early, and Macy Cox would come in and pitch for her. But as far as one pitching 3 or 4 innings, the other one coming in, we haven't done that. We discussed that in the bullpen today, that, you know, when we get to the 3rd time through, the way that Pearl River swings it, it's going to probably be time to make a change. And when you got 2 kids now with 19 wins, I mean, you're not going to go wrong with either one of those. So you'll probably see that the rest of the tournament, because they both can get outs. They're 2 different pitchers, and they're very effective. And when they're on, I mean, we're as good as anybody there is.
Well, Coach, we have to name a legend, Sports Grill legend of the game. I've got to give it to Olivia Burns, coming in that clutch situation, getting some outs. I almost want to call it with Meg and Sam Conley also coming in with back-to-back 2-run doubles, 2-run single, then that 2-run home run. Is that okay with you?
That sounds great, because I mean that's outstanding performance. Yeah, Olivia just held them right where they were at, and picked us up right when we needed. And then Meg, like I said, got the big hit, and then all of a sudden Sam gave us the extend it just how we need it. Yes.
There you see that 2-run home run there. Boy, I tell you what, she almost jumped out of the screen when she hit that one. And, her dad watching back in Louisiana, my phone blew up, and I knew who it was. So I know a proud moment for Scott and the rest of his family there.
No doubt. When she hit it, I said, "Are you kidding me?" Because you knew it was no doubter. Watching Madison Carnes, what a big hit for her too. There, we were trying to bunt, move it over, and trying to play for that one run, and she burnt the center fielder. And their center fielder is one of the best outfitters in the state. She can cover. She made 2 or 3 Sports Center type plays when we played them earlier in the year, and she's got a hose for an arm, and that was just a great at bat for Madison.
Well, Andy, you win 8-2 here in the first game of the day. You move into that winner's bracket, get a little bit of breathing room. You'll await the winner between Jones and East Central here that would be available next on Let's Go ICC TV. Talk about getting focused on game 2 tomorrow.
This is the first time in my career we've been in this situation, of winning a game to where we know that we're in the region. Usually we're in that having to fight for it the second day, which you don't sleep very well over that. So it's great to be able to relax and sit here and scout and figure out who we're going to play first tomorrow. And got 2 great teams right here. Number 4 against number 10 in the country. So it'll be awesome to watch them. And we enjoy right where we're at, knowing that we'll host region here at our place next week with 4 teams with a chance, for us to move on to our next goal, which is the national tournament. And this team right here, they also season wins.
40 wins.
Oh yeah. Well, I haven't even met with them yet. They're going to tell them what they're going to get me to do for this. Yeah. And I'll say this again for other people listening to this is everybody cheers for their own team, and our kids cheer for each other. We don't cheer against anybody. We cheer for them and for us, and we do some crazy stuff, but it's not to be against anybody. We just like having fun, and they're teenagers. They need to have fun, and even as I get to be an old codger, I guess I can have a little fun as long as I don't pull something.
There you go. Well, Andy, congratulations on the 8-2 win. Go down there and celebrate with the girls, and I know you want to get ready to scout out this next game.
Sounds good.
Coach.
Appreciate you guys. Roll Tribe.
We're going to take another break, and Jeremy Kennedy will join us right back here in the ICC Foundation broadcast booth, and we'll wrap things up here from Fulton for game 1 of the day. Back with more right after this.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
And welcome back one more time here from the ICC Foundation broadcast booth as Jeremy Kennedy joins me here to wrap it up for the first game of the day. ICC rallies to win 8-2. Jeremy, your final thoughts on to the first game of the day?
Well, as we talked about, obviously this is a situation where ICC, struggled a little bit early, but finally got the bats going. But you see the depth in pitching. You have Betty Springfield, Olivia Burns. Even when one doesn't have their best stuff, they're good enough to win a big game with the other one. Obviously, offensively, this lineup just comes at you in so many different ways, and finally they got rolling. Got themselves a big 8-2 win. Now you get to relax a little bit and just wait on the rest of the tournament to unfold.
Absolutely. Well, Jeremy, we talked about Olivia Burns, Meg Sullivan, and Samantha Conley. Our legends, Sports Grill legends of the game. Big time coming in to replace Bailey Springfield for Olivia. Some clutch hits off the bats of Meg Sullivan and Samantha Conley. Both of them 2 for 3 on the day with a pair of RBIs, 2 runs scored for Sam, 1 for Meg. So I'm not a guy that likes to hand out participation trophies, but when you've got 3 performances like that, it's really hard to separate on who was the legend of the game.
It is, and you obviously too, because Meg Sullivan got the key hit. Then Samantha Conley pretty much kind of put the thing away, and Olivia Burns hit her thing in the circle coming up late. It was really as good as it gets, and obviously you're in a situation where it's a good problem to have to not be able to figure out which of those 3 you can pick for that award.
Well, for ICC, as you said, they kind of get to relax a little bit, can lay back and scout this game. Now for Pearl River, it's back to the drawing board. You're going to be back against the wall. Possibility of being eliminated tomorrow in the second game of the day, scheduled for 3 o'clock. what's the mindset for Pearl River going forward?
Well, obviously you're going to be disappointed because you were right there with ICC for about 3 or 4 innings and had a 2-1 lead with the ICC having 9 outs left. But what their shortcomings showed up today. I mean, Olivia Holly did a really good job inside the circle. She kept ICC off balance, maybe more than they have been in a long time. But they just don't have as much of a bullpen that really let them down today. And obviously, offensively, Taggart was really good. Malone was really good, hit that 2-run home run as well. But the bottom of the lineup, while we talked about their ability to force Springfield into some difficult counts, really weren't able to string it together enough hits. And obviously, other than that 2-run home run, they didn't score any runs at all.
So that's going to do it here for the Renaissance Bank post-game report. You're taking a look at some more of those highlights from the first game of the day. These highlights will be available later this evening on YouTube, as well as our MACJC softball tournament central over on letsgoicc.com. We'll also tweet them out as well. Our next game is going to be East Central and Jones County, the number 4 team in the country versus the number 10 team in the country. That's going to be coming your way in about the next 15 to 20 minutes here on letsgoicc.tv.com. So for Jeremy Kennedy, I'm Adam Gore, Raphael Henry, Lee Adams, Austin Blancett, along with Coach Andy Kirk. We're going to step away and be back with more right after this on letsgoicctv.com.
This broadcast on letsgoicctv.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.